Chapter 2641 Desperate Guang Mountain. Yeah, the Master of Ice Glass has broken through, and the strength has surpassed any of us. Even if we set up a formation together and can deal with the Master of Ice Glass, the origin of the Ice Beast Palace is no less than us. The Lord of Ji Heng said helplessly. Can I ask for support from other forces? Proposal of the Lord of Eternal Zero. No, the Lord of Ji Heng shook his head. I contacted several forces, even the ancient Monster Sea and the Tedu realm, but they learned that the Lord of Ice Glass had broken through and did not want to offend the Ice Beast Palace. Quote, the ancient Monster Sea and Tedu realm belong to the same region as us, and they don't even help. A deputy mountain master said angrily. For them, changing a faction has no effect. The Lord of Eternal Zero also understood this truth and sighed deeply helplessly. Ice Beast Palace. The Lord of Ice Glass is also discussing with other origin heavenly ancestors. Palace Master Bingley, are we really going to deal with Ji Hengshan this time? A deputy palace master asked. Naturally we have to deal with Ji Heng Mountain. The Lord of Ice Glass said firmly, we have accumulated countless years of conflict with Ji Heng Mountain. This time I broke through, and my strength crushed Ji Heng Mountain. Naturally, I have to deal with them. Is it difficult? Wait for their strength. Elevate up and come back to deal with us, won't you? At this time, Yi Tian was mentioned by the heavenly ancestor of the first realm. Palace Master Bingley, a genius from the other side of Guang Mountain, has joined Fengya Island. The Lord of Ice Glass frowned slightly when he heard Fengya Island, but said again, joining Fengya Island does not mean that you will be able to become the ancestor of the origin realm, maybe one day you will fall. Besides, that one the Infinity Lord has not been in Ji Hengshan for a long time. Even if we destroy the ancient Hengshan, he will not necessarily take revenge on the ancient Hengshan. Besides, the Infinity Lord wants to catch up with my strength. I don't know how long it will take time. When he breaks through to the origin realm, maybe I have already broken through to the peak of the origin lower realm. When he grows to my level, I may already be in the origin middle realm, and I don't need to be afraid of him. 2. Palace Master Bingley said yes. The other deputy palace masters responded in succession. The next step is to devour the treasures of Guang Mountain. The Master of Ice Glass planned. There are still a lot of magic formations in Guang Mountain. Once the origin realm is forced out, they can be easily killed. If they don't come out, then we will occupy all the treasures of the ancient Heng Mountain, making the ancient Heng Mountain a lonely mountain. Yes, many deputy palace masters responded. In the following days, the Ice Beast Palace continued to invade the treasures of the ancient Heng Mountain, and many inspectors, envoys and a few respected lords were killed by the Ice Beast Palace before they could escape. If it was before, the deputy mountain master of the origin realm of ancient Heng Mountain would definitely come immediately. But now, they naturally dare not come forward. Gradually, the treasures of Guang Mountain were occupied, causing heavy losses to Guang Mountain, and many members fled. Seeing this situation, Ji Hengshan is afraid that it will fall apart. Then, the deputy mountain masters of Guang Mountain met again with the mountain master. Can we contact the Endless Lord? He joined Fengya Island. Even if he is not strong now, he may know the powerful origin realm heavenly ancestor. If there is a powerful origin realm heavenly ancestor who interferes, he may be able to keep it. Ancient Hengshan. The Lord of Eternal Zero suggested. Lord of Endless, he didn't join Fengya Island for a long time, can he invite the powerful origin realm heavenly ancestor of Fengya Island? The Lord of Guang expressed doubts. Have a try. The Lord of Eternal Zero. Then just try it. The Lord of Ji Heng nodded. Subsequently, they contacted the Infinity Lord. Ji Hengshan finally contacted me. 1. Yi Tian had long known about the war between the Ice Beast Palace and Ji Heng Mountain, and also knew that Ji Heng Mountain was in a dangerous situation. But, his duplicate body was hidden in the seam of the territorial sea and was not exposed. Therefore, it is not convenient for him to appear now. In addition, the Lord of Guang did not agree with him leaving Guang Mountain to join Fengya Island. In the entire Guang Mountain, he also had a good relationship with the Lord of Eternal Zero. He didn't need to be in a hurry to help. But if Ji Hengshan came to ask him for help, he would naturally still want to help. Then destroy the Ice Beast Palace. Yi Tian's replica body rushed to Ji Heng Mountain. Ancient Hengshan. Yi Tian came when all the ancestors of the origin realm were worried. The Infinity Lord is back. The Lord of Eternal Zero was surprised. He originally thought that the Infinity Lord was asking a powerful origin realm heavenly ancestor to help, but he did not expect that the Infinity Lord would come back alone. Wow, the Infinite Lord entered Guang Mountain. At this moment, the ancestors of the origin realm in Jiyuheng Mountain naturally noticed that Yi Tian's cultivation base had broken through to the origin realm, but they would not really think that Yi Tian had the strength to defeat the Lord of Ice Glass. The Lord of Ice Glass is also a genius, and his cultivation has reached the late origin lower realm, and Yi Tian must still belong to the origin lower realm early stage. Therefore, when the Infinity Lord came back alone, they were not so excited. Lord of Infinity, you came back by yourself? Asked the Lord of Eternal Zero. Yes, Yi Tian said lightly. This, the Lord of Eternal Zero said helplessly. The Lord of Endless, the Lord of Ice Glass of the Ice Beast Palace is a genius of the other side in the late origin lower realm, and his strength is very powerful. You are probably not an opponent. He was a euphemism. He wanted to say, you are definitely not an opponent. However, Yi Tian said with a smile, you guys think too highly of the Master of Ice Glass. He's just a mere originator. If he is in the middle stage of origination, I might still be afraid. It's just mere what's Jiao going down from the beginning. The Lord of Jiyuheng was completely speechless by Yi Tian's arrogant tone. He has seen crazy, but he has never seen Yi Tian so crazy. Everyone is a genius on the other side. Why is Yi Tian so confident? Lord of Endless, this is not a joke. The Lord of Jiyuheng said. If it is not done well, not only will you fall, but the entire ancient Heng Mountain will also perish. Why, the Lord of Jiyuheng doesn't believe in my strength. Yi Tian said, yes, I don't believe in your strength. The Lord of Guang admitted the soldiers. Let's see, let's play against each other. Although you are not a genius at the other shore, you are still at the peak of the lower realm of origin, and you should be able to fight. Yi Tian suggested. It is good, the Lord of Jiyuheng agreed. The Lord of Eternal Zero did not stop him, and he also wanted to see how Yi Tian's strength was. Chapter 2642 Kill the Lord of Ice Glass. Boom. Both Yi Tian and the Lord of Jiyuheng have the origin rules. It's just that what appears on Yi Tian is the origin rule of the other shore, and what emerges on the Lord of Jiyuheng is the ordinary origin rule. Immediately afterwards, they began to mobilize the source. The Lord of Jiyuheng is holding a long sword of the source rule weapon, but Yi Tian has nothing. Yi Tian is not without a source rule weapon, but to deal with the Lord of Jiyuheng, he still can't use a source rule weapon. Shout out! The Lord of Jiyuheng held the long sword of the original rule weapon, and instantly ripped apart time and space. But Yi Tian smiled slightly and used the supreme technique of the other shore. 2 fingers instantly crossed time and space, pinched the long sword of the Lord of Guang, and directly made the attack of the Lord of Guang invisible. Immediately afterwards, Yi Tian poked a finger lightly, directly piercing the origin realm body of the Lord of Jiyuheng, and was immediately hit hard. Puff puff. The Lord of Jiyuheng kept coughing up blood, and the holes in his body were difficult to heal. The Lord of Guang can now prove my strength. 1. Yi Tian said with a smile. You are the supreme technique of the other side. The Lord of Jiyuheng recognized it. Although he is not a genius of the other side, he also knows the supreme technique of the other side in the Legend of Biography 407. This is a terrifying technique that surpasses the technique of the other side's supernatural powers. If you want to create the supreme technique of the other side, you have to master 109,600 other side inscriptions and the other side black inscriptions. There are so many other inscriptions and black texts on the other side. For Jiyuhengshan, it is an astronomical number. They simply can't collect so many other inscriptions and black texts on the other side, let alone understand them all. And Yi Tian joined Fengya Island in such a short time, not only mastered so many other side inscriptions and other side black texts, but also created the other side supreme technique, and also raised the cultivation base to the original realm. How could it be possible in such a short time? However, Yi Tian just did it. Lord of Infinity, your strength far surpasses mine. The Lord of Jiyuheng said with serious injuries, and there was still a little grievance in his tone. He felt that Yi Tian was so powerful, why didn't he stop his hand, causing him to be seriously injured? He does not dare to complain. His current strength is far inferior to Yi Tian, but he does not dare to offend Yi Tian. The Lord of Eternal Zero was overjoyed, and quickly said, the Lord of Endless has now mastered the supreme technique of the other side, and has mastered the complete golden body of the other side. I am afraid that CJFJ will be invincible in the lower realm of the origin. The Lord of Ice Glass and the Ice Beast Palace are all invincible. What kind of? Everyone, I promise to help you, but only this time. Yi Tian said. Numerous deputy mountain masters of the origin realm responded. The next step is to plan how to deal with the Ice Beast Palace. After some discussions, they decided to go out and let out the Lord of Ice Glass and other origin realms of the Ice Beast Palace, and then Yi Tian would make another move to kill the Lord of Ice Glass and other origin realms of the Ice Beast Palace. Qinghe Treasure Land. It is also a relatively important treasure land in Guang Mountain, and it is very close to Guang Mountain. This day, the powerhouses of the Ice Beast Palace came here to occupy this treasure. The Lord of Guang and the Lord of Eternal Zero came directly here to protect the treasure land of Qinghe. Seeing that the origin realm of Jiyuheng Mountain finally couldn't help coming out, the Master of Ice Glass was very excited, and without saying a word, the ancestors of the origin realm with the Ice Beast Palace came here to besiege the origin of Jiyuheng Mountain. Borders. Ha ha ha, Lord of Jiyuheng, you all finally appeared. The Lord of Ice Glass is very arrogant. Boom. All around, the origin realm of the Ice Beast Palace appeared, and many bone transformation beasts also came. Master of Ice Glass, do you really want to fight our ancient Hengshan to the end? The Lord of Jiyuheng said coldly. War. The Lord of Ice Glass sneered, this is called massacre, are you still qualified to compete with our Ice Beast Palace? Boom. A set of ice armor appeared on the Lord of Ice Glass. Immediately afterwards, countless ice thorns appeared in his hands, covering the surrounding void. This is the supernatural power of the other side, the Thorn of the Ice Tooth, which is a large-scale attack that is the supernatural power of the other side. Go, he is too lazy to talk nonsense with these origin realms of Jiyu Hengshan. With this move of his, combined with his other side origin rules and the power of origin, it is enough to exert the power of this other side supernatural power technique, not to mention killing all the origins of the ancient Hengshan, but killing 7 or 8 origins. Environment is not a problem. The Infinity Lord, the origins of the ancient Hengshan shouted one by one. After all, they can't stop this move. Once they are hit by an ice thorn, they can smash their bodies and make them fall on the spot. This is the difference between the strength of the other shore-level genius and the ordinary origin realm, the gap is too big. A huge light curtain appeared in front of many ancient Hengshan powerhouses, and it was impressive that after the other side's supreme technique, the unbreakable golden hood technique, had become huge, it protected these origin realm heavenly ancestors. Bang bang bang. These ice thorns hit the golden cover and shattered one after another, unable to shake the unbreakable golden cover at all. The other side is supreme. The face of the Lord of Ice Glass changed drastically. May I ask which senior it is? I will retire now. The Lord of Ice Glass saw that the situation was not good, so he was ready to leave. Wow, Yi Tian stopped the Lord of Ice Glass. Master of Ice Glass, do you come as soon as you want, and leave as you want? You have killed many ancestors of Guang Mountain, so stay here today. Yi Tian said, Lord of Infinity. The Lord of Ice Glass never expected that the person who performed the supreme technique of the other side was Yi Tian, the genius of the other side who went out from Guang Mountain and joined Fengya Island. He had ignored the threat of the Infinity Lord before, thinking that it would take a long time for the Infinity Lord to grow to his level. As a result, Yi Tian has caught up with him now. The other side is the supreme technique, this is also the technique he dreams of. However, he didn't even have the qualifications to create, and there was no hope at all. But, Yi Tian's cultivation level is not as good as his, it is not that he has no hope of escaping. Swish, the Lord of Ice Glass fled immediately, and he didn't even care about the other origin realms of the Ice Beast Palace. However, he still underestimated Yi Tian's strength. The Endless Golden Arm. Yi Tian's arm turned into an endless golden arm, holding the Source Rule weapon, and killed the Ice Glass Master. The speed of this blow was too fast, beyond the thoughts of the Ice Glass Lord. And, Yi Tian also urged the other side of the golden body, this is the complete other side of the golden body. The advantage of the Master of Ice Glass in the cultivation base is almost nothing in front of the complete golden body of the other side and the supreme technique of the other side. Boom, the Lord of Ice Glass was hit by this blow, and his body was cracked, and he was already severely injured. When the first kill came, he was killed by one blow before he had time to ask for mercy. Chapter 2643 The title period of the Source Haihei. The Lord of Ice Glass was killed, that is, in an instant. Now, the other origin ancestors of the Ice Beast Palace were all stunned, and they couldn't believe that the Lord of Ice Glass was killed. After the breakthrough of the Ice Glass Lord, they all know how terrifying it is. But in Yi Tian's hands, he was killed almost instantly, like an ant. Escape. They have absolutely no idea of AA fighting. However, in front of Yi Tian, how could they escape? Moreover, the ancestors of the origin realm of ancient Hengshan also tried to intercept them one after another. Soon, one by one of the origin realm of the Ice Beast Palace was killed. Not long after, the origin realm of the Ice Beast Palace was completely destroyed. As for those ice beasts of bone transformation, Yi Tian did not kill them. If he made a move, it would be bullying the small. For these ice beasts, it is only a matter of time before the Guang Mountains kill them all. Subsequently, Yi Tian left here. After that, whether Ji Yu Hengshan destroyed the Ice Beast Palace, or how to deal with it, was Ji Yu Hengshan's business, and it had nothing to do with him. After a period of time, the news that Yi Tian killed the Ice Beast Palace Ice Glass Master spread, and every force was extremely surprised. Once upon a time, Yi Tian was just a genius of the other side with 8 bone transformations. As a result, after such a short period of time, Yi Tian not only became the ancestor of the origin realm, but also easily killed the master of ice glass. Certainly, they attributed most of the credit for Yi Tian's strength improvement to Fengye Island, believing that Fengye Island was too powerful to allow Yi Tian's strength to increase so quickly. It is conceivable that if Fengye Island will include other level geniuses next time, a large number of other level geniuses will probably compete for places. In the following years, Yi Tian calmly cultivated and comprehended the rules of the origin of the other shore, but nothing happened. One immemorial era has passed, and Yi Tian's other side source rules are steadily improving. Before you know it, 30,000 primordial era time has passed. Yi Tian has been comprehending the source rules of the other side in the eternal source formation, and only knows that the rules of the other side have improved a lot, and even the source of the other side has made great progress, but there is no comparison by how much. He can only roughly judge that his cultivation base should have broken through to the middle stage of the lower realm of origin. But whether it is or not has to be tested. He walked out of the eternal source circle, went to the other shore rule monument, and tested his own source rule realm. A number appeared. 25. This means that Yi Tian's other side origin rule has reached the realm of 25%. The other side of the source rules, the higher the more difficult to improve, but each point of improvement, the progress is huge. Very good, 25% of the other side's source rule realm. If it were other side level geniuses, it would take many thousands of primordial eras to hope to improve. Yi Tian said with emotion. Subsequently, he went to the origin monument again to test the extent of his origin on the other side. The origin monument shines brightly, and a number appears. 1686. As long as it exceeds 1000, it is equivalent to reaching the middle stage of the lower realm of origin, and he naturally has reached the middle stage of the lower realm of origin now. If it reaches 3000, it means that it has reached the late stage of the original lower realm. However, the span from the late origin lower realm to the peak of the origin lower realm is very large. It takes 10,000 of the origin of the other side to be considered as reaching the peak of the origin lower realm, and then it is qualified to hit the origin middle realm. Compared with before the tens of thousands of primordial era, his current strength has improved a lot. Certainly, he cannot be compared with those origin realm heavenly ancestors in the east, nor can he be compared with the origin realm beyond great geniuses in the central part. Compared with those geniuses who are truly top-notch demons, he is still very weak. After the test, Yi Tian returned to the eternal source circle to practice and comprehend. This time, he is going to practice until the eternal source circle is broken before leaving the customs. However, he had not practiced for a long time before the Lord of Frozen Rain came to him. Ice Rain Island. Yi Tian was sitting in a palace with the Lord of Ice Rain and some other origin-level heavenly ancestors. At this time, the Lord of Ice Rain said, "Everyone, I called you here this time to inform you of one thing, that is, the tidal period of the Source Haihei River has come. For the eastern, western, southern, northern and central parts of the Eternal Land, the tidal period has no effect on them. However, it has a big effect on our island of Windfang. For flowers, tidal period." Yi Tian was a little confused, not knowing what it was. "Lord of Ice and Rain, what is the tidal period?" Yi Tian asked. The Lord of Frozen Rain looked at Yi Tian, knowing that Yi Tian had only joined Fengye Island, it was normal if he didn't understand, so he would explain by the way. Original Haihei River will give birth to a tidal period every long time. During the tidal period, the water of the source Haihei River will form a terrifying impact. Under a certain force, a drop of river water can pierce the body of the bone metamorphosis 9 times. It can be said that, even if it is a genius on the other side of the origin of the lower realm, staying alone in the source Black River, there is a risk of falling. 0. And every time during the tide, many weak creatures in the source Haihei will die. If some small forces do not migrate, they will also be destroyed. Hearing this, Yi Tian frowned slightly. Wind Fang Island should not be relocated. His eternal origin magic circle can still be used for tens of thousands of times of the ancient era. If this is transferred, his eternal origin magic circle can't be taken away, then it will be scrapped. But what the Lord of Frozen Rain said next gave him a sigh of relief. The Lord of Ice Rain said, Fengya Island will naturally not move. After all, Fengya Island has many treasures and magic circles that cannot be easily moved. If it is migrated, the loss will be too great. When the tidal period begins, we are outside Fengya Island. The wind area of AAAA, the wind will resist part of the river water, so that the turbulent river cannot flood our Fengya Island. Coupled with some magic circles on Fengya Island, there is no problem in tidal periods. Quote. Seeing that the Lord of Frozen Rain said this, Yi Tian is no longer worried. But the meeting of the Lord of Ice Rain should not just say this, otherwise there is no need to have a meeting, just let them know and let them not leave. Really, the Lord of Ice Rain said again, the tidal period of the source Haihei is both a crisis and an opportunity. During the tidal period, a special substance will be brought out from the bottom of the source Haihei. This material is called the source black mud, which is different from the source Haihei. Ordinary river mud is difficult to distinguish. However, this kind of river mud is very light and tough, so it is easy to be carried out during tidal periods. It will float above the source Haihei River and is easy to identify. Corpse. Chapter 2644 Coming, Looking for Origin Black Mud. Although Yi Tian does not understand this kind of treasure, it must be a good thing to be able to tell the Lord of Ice Rain. The Lord of Frozen Rain continued, the treasure of the source black mud can be smeared on our body. When cultivating, we can temper our source body and the will of the source in all aspects, and even comprehend the rules of the source of the other shore. The effect will be very good. The source black mud is also called the head of the source Haihei Kuibao, and it has a great effect. Many forces in the central part will enter the source black river during the tidal period of the source black river to find the source black mud. Tempering the physical body, enhancing the original will, and also assisting in comprehending the original rules of the other shore, a good thing. Yi Tian felt that this source of black mud was an extremely powerful treasure. Who wouldn't want such a treasure? However, in the tidal period of the source Haihei, it is also very dangerous to find the source black, 407, mud in the source black river, and it is difficult to stay in the source black river for a long time. Yi Tian originally thought that the Lord of Ice Rain was only talking about the origin of black mud. However, the Lord of Ice Rain said one more thing. The Lord of Ice Rain said, during the tidal period, a creature in the source black river cannot fall asleep and will inevitably wake up. This creature is the source black whale, and the whale oil of the source black whale is helpful for the middle stage of the shock source, AA. Under the introduction of the Lord of Ice Rain, Yi Tian quickly understood the value of the source black whale. The source whale oil can make the source of the other side boil, and the boiling of the source is a necessary condition for impacting the origin. After the origin of the other side boils, with the help of the rules of the origin of the other side, it can lead to transformation and step into the middle realm of origin. Any treasure that can cause the origin of the other side to boil is priceless and very rare. The whale oil of the source black whale is one of the treasures. However, the strength of the source black whale is very strong, no less than the top genius of the bottom of the source, and the fighting power is strong. If the strength is not good, it is best not to provoke such a source black whale, otherwise it will be courting death. There are still 6 primordial era, and the tidal period is coming. If you don't want to take risks, you can stay on Frozen Rain Island. At that time, I will start a great formation to bless Frozen Rain Island. The Lord of Frozen Rain said. Yes, many Origin Realm ancestors responded. Time passed, and the 6 primeval epochs were fleeting. Yi Tian's copy body on Fengya Island naturally did not go out, and he still stayed in the eternal source magic circle of Ice Rain Island to comprehend the other shore's source magic circle, as if he was not interested in the tidal period of the source Haihei. In fact, his other duplicate bodies are already ready to enter the source Haihei to find the source black mud and the source black whale. And, at this time, another good thing has come. The treasure on the other side was conceived with. Yi Tian was quite excited. In the source of the other side in his body, a long spear gradually took shape, exuding terrifying power. I also have a treasure from the other side. When he thought about it, this treasure on the other side stretched out like an arm, as if it was a part of the body. He himself fights with his own duplicate body, one uses the treasure of the other side, and the other does not use the treasure of the other side. Boom! The other side of the treasure spear smashed the defense of the other copy body with one blow, and it was easily damaged. There is a huge difference in strength between them. And Yi Tian found that the treasure on the other side seemed to have really become a part of the body. When copying the body, the treasure on the other side was also copied, which made him extremely surprised. In this way, even if he copied his body and fell, the treasure on the other side would not disappear. This day, the tidal period of the Source Haihei River has finally come. Boom! It seems that the endless Source Haihei River is surging faster, and the countless Source Haihei rivers flow at an unimaginable speed. On the Source Haihei River, the isolated islands were covered and could no longer be seen, and all the substances on them were washed away. Tooth Island, the endless source of the Haihei River rushed in, colliding with the wind area of Aa Fengya Island for the first time. The wind in the wind zone is not an ordinary wind, even 9-bone transformation realm other level geniuses can be killed, but compared with this source of special tidal power, it is still weaker. Boom! The collision between the river water and the wind zone produced a terrifying impact, and countless time and space were shattered by the impact and turned into nothingness. After constant collisions, the wind area was smashed as if torn apart, and a large amount of river water infiltrated in. These Source Haihei rivers roared like a world-destroying dragon, trying to destroy the islands on Fengya Island. Many ancestors of the origin realm of Fengya Island are not used to seeing it, so there is no panic. Get up! Majestic formations opened up, blocking the source of the Haihei River. The impact of these Source Haihei waters is indeed terrifying, and many ancestors of the Source realm can't stop them, but they can't do anything about these magic circles. The source of the Haihei River flows out from around the circle, and although it covers Fengya Island, it does not help Fengya Island. Yi Tian on Fengya Island noticed the source of the Haihei River, but he ignored it. He continued to comprehend and cultivate here. And the other side, Yi Tian stepped into the Source Haihei from the east. As soon as he came in, he suffered the impact of the river water during the tidal period of the Source Haihei River, and an incomparably powerful tidal force emerged, as if a large number of the ancestors of the Source realm were attacking him. In the beginning, Yi Zibo rushed far. But soon, he stabilized, relying on the golden body on the other side and the technique of not breaking the golden cover to block the impact of the source of the Haihei River. However, he is very clear about his own strength, and he can't hold on for too long in the Source Haihei. As long as you can last as long as you can, first find the source of black mud. Yi Tian muttered. Subsequently, he began to wander in the Source Black River, looking for the existence of the source black mud. 5.9. At this time, a corpse of the original Haihei creature was rushed over. The strength of this creature is estimated to be comparable to the other side level genius of the 9-bone transformation realm, but in such a tidal period, he did not find a safe hiding place and fell directly to his death. Too many creatures have died like this, and the Source Haihei is everywhere. Suddenly, Yi Tian saw a mass of black mud being washed into the void above the Source Haihei River. There was still river water there, but slightly less, but the impact was even more terrifying. Even Yi Tian didn't dare to stay there all the time. This should be the source of black mud. Yi Tian guessed. He tried his best to mobilize the golden body on the other side and the non-breaking golden cover technique, and went up to take down the black mud of the source and put it away. Chapter 2645 Kill the Source Black Whale. The source black mud is very light, and the mass of the source black mud that Yi Tian had just obtained was at most 100 grams. But this is just the beginning. He continued to search for the source black mud, and as time passed, the source black mud he found gradually increased. The tidal period of the Source Haihei lasts at most 10 primordial era times, and during these times, it may not be possible to find much source black mud. Yi Tian is also not very demanding, as much as he can find. This day, somewhere in the Source Haihei, Yi Tian saw an incomparably huge black giant bear fighting with a black giant whale. Original black whale. Yi Tian was surprised, and the black giant bear is obviously a primordial ancestor, belonging to the eternal real beast family. Their strength has reached the top origin lower realm level, and their strength is quite powerful. Unexpected, another source black whale appeared and besieged the black giant bear. In desperation, the black giant bear naturally chose to escape. In the blink of an eye, the giant black bear disappeared, and the two original black whales did not catch up. If you kill 2 primordial black whales, you can get a lot of primordial whale oil. Yi Tian was very excited. So, he fought with these 2 origin black whales in the past. Boom! The golden body of the other shore is fully open. The endless golden arm of the supreme art of the other shore is displayed, holding the source rule weapon and fighting these two source black whales continuously. The power of the source black whale is extremely terrifying, and the defense is also very strong, but the method is still single, and it is not Yi Tian's opponent. Soon, the two original black whales were injured. Time passed slowly. Yi Tian fought with them constantly, from one area to another. Gradually, the two primordial black whales could no longer bear it. Die. Yi Tian used the endless golden arm to the extreme, holding the source rule weapon long spear, stabbed fiercely, and directly penetrated one of the source black whales. The other source black whale gathered a black beam of light, and slammed directly on Yi Tian's body. At this moment, Yi Tian seemed to be seriously injured. Immediately afterwards, Yi Tian fought with another source black whale, and also killed it. Just when he collected two original black whales and was about to leave, the black giant bear appeared again. Ha ha ha, this brother, you seem to be seriously injured. It's better to give me these two origin black whales. 1. The black giant bear smiled. He never stayed away, and when he saw another origin realm heavenly ancestor fighting with two origin black whales, he hid in the dark and peeped. He had to admit that Yi Tian was very evil. Not only did he practice the complete golden body of the other side, but he also created the supreme technique of the other side. This kind of genius is definitely a powerhouse that can only be cultivated by a top hegemonic force in the middle. Even if his cultivation reached the peak of the origin lower realm, he was still a genius at the other side, and he would definitely not be able to beat Yi Tian. But now, he saw that Yi Tian's injury was not light, and he had to bear the impact of the source Haihei, and his figure was almost unable to stabilize. He knew that his opportunity was coming, and he obtained two original black whales in one breath. He was naturally unwilling to let go of such a good opportunity. Yi Tian stared at this black giant bear. Judging from the results of the duplication talent investigation, this person should be called the Lord of the Bear Whirlpool. In fact, he used his copy talent to sense the opponent's return, and deliberately hid his strength to fight with the two original black whales, pretending to be injured. If the chief of the swirling bear attacks and kills him, he will kill him easily, so there is no psychological burden. After all, if he was asked to kill the Lord of the Swirling Bear for no reason, he would still feel bad about it, unless the other party had a conflict with the territorial sea boundary or the human race. But now, he has no contradiction with the Lord of the Bear Whirlpool. But now it's different. This guy wants to snatch his origin black whale, then he's welcome. Roll, Yi Tian said coldly. Go away, it's you who should go. The Lord of Shangzan held a big black stick and slammed it hard. Seeing that the Lord of Shangshuan made his move, Yi Tian no longer kept his hands. A terrifying aura erupted from his body. Where is the weakness just now? At the same time, a brand new spear gradually appeared in his hand. This is not a source rule weapon, but a treasure on the other side. The moment the Lord of Bear Whirlpool saw the treasure on the other side, his whole body shivered. Treasure on the other side. He is very aware of the power of the treasure on the other side. This is a legendary weapon. Many geniuses of the other side of the middle realm of his forces did not have the treasure of the other side, and a lower realm of the origin in the Yi Tian district actually cultivated a treasure of the other side. Could this guy be the heir of a certain peak origin upper realm existence? Except for this reason, he can't think of it. And right now, it's not a question of how to save his life when he thinks about it. Misunderstanding. The Lord of Bear Whirlpool shouted hurriedly. However, Yi Tian did not hold back at all. The golden body of the other shore is fully open. The endless golden arm is fully open. The rules of the origin of the other side and the origin of the other side broke out and merged into the treasure spear of the other side. Then, he stabbed hard. No matter how many defensive measures the Lord of Shangshuan used, they were all pierced by him with one shot. Puff! The body of the Lord of Bear Vortex was penetrated, and every life-saving thing on his body was destroyed. However, he is not dead yet. Apparently it's the role of these lifesavers. However, this only delayed his death, and could not save his life at all. Forgive your life, I am a member of the Xuanlong Mountain in the middle, for the 407 face of the Xuanlong Mountain, don't kill me. The Lord of the Vortex begged for mercy. Xuanlong Mountain. Yi Tian had never heard of it. The central part is too big, and there are many forces comparable to Fengya Island, and he has not penetrated into the central part, and he does not know much about the many forces in the central part, so naturally he has never heard of Xuanlong Mountain. Certainly, he can roughly guess that Xuanlong Mountain is definitely not weak, perhaps stronger than Fengya Island. But so what? He killed the Lord of the Bear Whirlpool, and the powerhouse of Fengya Island could not know. Countless spear lights shrouded the Lord of the Bear whirlpool, and under repeated attacks, his life-saving thing was completely useless. In an instant, the Lord of the Bear vortex fell and died. After killing the Lord of Shongshuan, Yi Tian checked the treasure on his body. Lots of good stuff. Yi Tian sorted it out a little and found the source of black mud, about a few pounds. Good. Yi Tian laughed, this is an unexpected gain. Subsequently, he dealt with the traces here, and directly took the 2 sources of black mud and left. In the blink of an eye, some years passed. This day, Yi Tian found a river bottom grotto at the bottom of the source Haihei River. This river bottom grotto can resist the force of the tide to a certain extent, and he also sensed the existence of some creatures here. Chapter 2646 The Main Breakthrough of Ice Rain. Most of these creatures are comparable to the level of geniuses on the other side of the 9-bone transformation realm, and their strength is limited. If they do not hide here, they will inevitably die in the tidal period of the source Haihei. Yi Tian didn't kill these creatures because it was not necessary. However, he made an unexpected discovery. There is a lot of black mud on the stone wall above this grotto. Original black mud. Yi Tian was surprised. He did not expect that there would be so many original black mud in this grotto. But soon, he guessed the reason. The power of the tide has been impacting this grotto, but this grotto is not simple and can withstand the impact of the power of the tide. And the inside of this grotto extends in all directions. The river water passes through here, and the power of the tide is decomposed. Those river water will also become the river water of the original source Haihei in the normal period, and the original source black mud carried in some rivers cannot float up and leave, and will be directly washed away. The stone wall on the top of the grotto is blocked. This is also the reason why there are so many source black mud here. Certainly, this is also due to the special structure of the grotto, which can intercept the black mud of the source, but there is no way to do it in other places. Boom! Yi Tian exudes the breath of the origin heavenly ancestor, and these creatures have not attacked. Although they are not intelligent, they are not stupid. Knowing that Yi Tian is still in existence that they cannot compete with, they did not start, but stayed there honestly and did not move. Yi Tian entered the grotto and took down these source black mud. Soon, all the source black mud in the grotto fell into his hands. About 10 pounds of original black mud. Yi Tian is very excited, this is a big gain for Bai Jian. But, it was only this time that he wanted to stay here, but there was no hope for him. Now, the source black mud of the entire source Haihei River has been brought up, and naturally it will not descend again and rush into the grotto. So, he left here directly and did not wait here. Time passed slowly. One after another primordial era passed, and the source black mud became more and more difficult to collect. This time, there were too many powerhouses entering the source black river, and even the existence of the source middle realm to capture the source black mud. Even if the source black river is very large, the speed of the source realm is also very fast, and the efficiency of collecting the source black mud is naturally very high. At the back, if you want to find more source black mud, you can only kill people and make more money. And Yi Tian has already transferred the harvest to other cloned bodies. Even if the cloned body in the source Haihei falls, nothing will be left to the enemy. Before you know it, the tidal period is coming to an end. This day, the power of the tides receded, the source Haihei was no longer dangerous, and Fengya Island also lifted the magic circle and gradually returned to normal. On a piece of the source Haihei far away from Fengya Island. Yi Tian came here from Fengya Island, saw another copy of his body, got all the original black mud from this copy body, and then returned to Fengya Island. Eternal Origin Magic Circle. Yi Tian took out some source black mud, smeared it on his body, and then began to cultivate while comprehending the other shore source rules. With the help of the source black mud, his body was tempered by a wonderful energy, the strength of the body slowly increased, and his original will was also improved. More importantly, he comprehended the rules of the origin of the other shore, and the effect was much faster. It's really good stuff. Pipe exclamation mark quote. Yi Tian thought to himself. With the source black mud, his other side source rule realm improves faster, and the speed of strength increases faster and faster. Compared to a faction, the source black mud he obtained was not much, but it was enough for him personally. One immemorial era has passed. More than 20,000 primordial era time has passed. Suddenly, Yi Tian felt that he had already entered the late stage of the lower realm of the origin. He did not go to the test, and he knew that his origin of the other side had reached the level of 3000. This was due to the improvement of the rule of the origin of the other side, which caused his origin to skyrocket, and this was the breakthrough realm. After becoming the late stage of Yuan lower realm, his strength has indeed improved a bit. In addition, his physical body and Yuan will have been tempered and improved by the black mud of the source, and the rules of the other side of the source have been improved. His overall strength is naturally far more than went. In addition, during this period of time, he created a good other side supreme technique. This other side supreme technique is mainly based on speed. The two other side supreme techniques he created before, one is attack, the other is defense, and there is also a lack of speed type other side supreme techniques. Therefore, he created the third supreme technique on the other side. He named this other side supreme technique Strange Light, which not only possesses terrifying speed, but also has the effect of distorting time and space and confounding the perception of the enemy. In the battle, the help of the trick light will also be great. This day, a major event happened on Fengya Island, causing the entire Fengya Island to shake. Even Yi Tian's eternal source formation in seclusion and cultivation trembled, and even the source of the eternal other side was affected. He immediately came out of the eternal source array, but saw an astonishing scene. In the center of Fengya Island, a huge white fox phantom was aimed at the source of the eternal land, opened its bloody mouth, and continuously swallowed the power of the source. In the 4 weeks behind the white fox, time and space are constantly superimposed, and the sun is distorted by billions and billions. And in the depths of this endless time and space, a figure is sitting there cross-legged, absorbing endless energy. Yi Tian couldn't see the appearance of this person, but he also knew where this position was. Quote, Lord of Ice Rain, Yi Tian muttered. Soon, one of the island owners of Fengya Island and the other origin realm, Zhao Tianzu, have all come. When the Lord of Baidu saw this scene, he murmured, the Lord of Frozen Rain has finally taken this step. Yeah, the Lord of Ice Rain has been staying in the origin middle realm for countless years. It is said that this time, she killed 10 origin black whales from the origin Black River, and even from the hands of a origin upper realm. Escape. This time, she can break through, and it is estimated that she also has the help of the source of black whale oil, otherwise it would not be so easy to break through. Another island owner said Pong. The Lord of Frozen Rain will soon become the existence of the primordial upper realm, and will become the 4th primordial upper realm of our Fengya Island. I don't know when we will be able to break through. It all needs luck, it's not good to say. If you give me a lot of origin black whale oil, I'm also expected to break through. 1. Even if you are given a lot of source black whale oil, your hope of breaking through is less than 10%. Chapter 2647 encountered a bottleneck. The original source of the middle realm breaks through to the original upper realm, and it will absorb the energy of the source of the eternal other shore. 1. Yi Tian muttered. He looked at the phantom of the Lord of Frozen Rain, and the vision, and immediately turned back. Looking at this situation, if the Lord of Ice Rain wants to break through to the upper realm of origin, it will probably take a long time. It is meaningless for him to wait here or watch the fun, so he should go back to practice. Eternal Origin Magic Circle. Yi Tian returned here to continue to practice and understand the rules of the origin of the other shore. Time passed so slowly. This day, the Lord of Ice Rain finally broke through. In an instant, the endless coercion centered on Frozen Rain Island and radiated to the surroundings, and all the ancestors sensed the origin upper realm aura that the Lord of Frozen Rain had just broken through. The smell is so scary. Congratulations to the Lord of Frozen Rain for breaking through the upper realm. A sound came from all directions. And with the breakthrough of the Lord of Ice and Rain, it also represented the birth of 4 primordial upper realm on Fengya Island. Moreover, the origin of the upper realm is not suitable to be the island owner of the sub-island, and will automatically become the deputy island owner of the entire Fengya Island. That is to say, the Lord of Ice Rain will no longer be the owner of Ice Rain Island, and the island will soon change its name. As for who will become the owner of Ice Rain Island, it will be decided by the Lord of Ice Rain. The anti-407 positive has nothing to do with Yi Tian. He is too weak now, and is not qualified to compete for the position of the island owner of any branch of Fengya Island. Soon, the Lord of Ice and Rain left the customs and went to attend the island owner meeting. Not long after, the Lord of Frozen Rain came back and convened the Frozen Rain Island meeting. Yi Tian also came out of the Eternal Source formation. At the meeting, the Lord of Ice Rain said, Everyone, I am about to take up the position of the floating island owner of Fengya Island, and Ice Rain Island is about to change to another island owner. Moreover, I will not take away everything about Ice Rain Island and leave it to the next island, host. Hearing this, several Origin Middle Realm members of Ice Rain Island had some expectations. They hope that they can become the island owners of Ice Rain Island, so that the resources and power they obtain are not comparable to the past. However, to their disappointment, none of them became the next owner of Wind and Rain Island. The next island owner will be the Lord of Qingyan. The Lord of Ice Rain announced. When several middle-stage heavenly ancestors heard this, they were immediately dissatisfied. One of the middle-stage ancestors, the Lord of Anshan, asked, "The Lord of Ice Rain, why did you let the Lord of Qingyan be the Lord of Ice Rain Island? We can too. Your strength is too low." The Lord of Ice and Rain shook his head. "The Lord of Qingyan is just a little bit stronger than us." Lord Anshan refused to accept it. "The Lord of Qingyan is just low-key, it does not mean that his strength is only a little stronger than you. If you don't believe it, you can challenge the Lord of Qingyan. With your strength, you can't stop the Lord of Qingyan together." The Lord of Ice and Rain said. The Lord of Anshan and the others did not believe it, so they immediately challenged the Lord of Qingyan. Yi Tian didn't know what happened next, but soon after, Ice Rain Island was renamed Qingyan Island. The Lord of Qingyan became the owner of the island. Obviously, the Lord of Anshan and the others are indeed far inferior to the Lord of Qingyan. This is also the reason why the Lord of Ice and Rain chose the Lord of Qingyan. Fengya Island has very high requirements on the strength of the island owner. If the strength is not good, even if the position of the island owner is empty, it will not be given indiscriminately. Since the Lord of Ice Rain didn't take anything from Qingyan Island, Yi Tian and the others' treatment did not decrease. Therefore, for Yi Tian, changing the island owner has little effect. Moreover, in the future, the Lord of Ice and Rain will also favor Qingyan Island, and resources will also be given a lot. Therefore, other geniuses on the other side of Qingyan Island would not have any opinion. Just like that, time passed slowly. Gradually, Yi Tian's eternal origin formation came to time. Click, the eternal source circle was completely shattered, and it has been maintained for more than 80,000 eternal era years. As the eternal source formation shattered, Yi Tian came out of the retreat. At this moment, his other shore origin law is much higher than the previous realm CJFJ, mainly because the effective origin black mud is very good, so that his speed of comprehension skyrockets. He went to the other shore rule monument and tested his own source rule realm. 42. As soon as this number appeared, it represented that Yi Tian's other side origin rules had already reached the realm of 42%, which was far beyond the previous one. And his origin of the other side is naturally also skyrocketing. Although he is still in the late stage of the lower realm of origin, it has far surpassed the number of 3,000, reaching more than 7,000. For the ancestors of the origin realm, the improvement of the rules of the origin of the other side can quickly improve the origin of the other side, and the improvement of other resources will not be too fast. Certainly, if you obtain the supreme treasure that surpasses the golden liquid of the Zixu on the other side, it can indeed quickly improve the source of the other side, but how rare such a treasure is, any force will want it. After Yi Tian Array, lost Qinliu and other eternal ancient gold. These high-quality eternal ancient gold were all found in the underworld god palace during the time of more than 80,000 primordial era. It is useless for him to keep these high-quality eternal ancient gold, and naturally he has to build the eternal source magic circle, so as to understand the rules of the source of the other side. Soon, the second eternal source magic circle was successfully built, which once again shocked many ancestors of the origin realm on Fengya Island, and they were all stunned. The Infinite Lord has successfully built the Eternal Source Magic Circle, which is equivalent to spending more than 200,000 high-quality eternal ancient gold. The Lord of Qingyan was slightly surprised. However, he was not envious. After all, the Eternal Origin Magic Circle is of no use to him today. Not only him, but those top primordial ancestors can't use the Eternal Origin Magic Circle. Another long time passed. This day, Yi Tian found that when he was comprehending the origin array, the origin rules of the other shore could not be improved anymore, as if he had fallen into a bottleneck. He thought that he could break through the bottleneck with time, but who knew that he had fully understood thousands of primordial era, and it was still useless. Gradually, he became impatient. However, he still stabilized his mood and came out of the Eternal Source Circle. He was going to ask other origin heavenly ancestors. The Lord of Ice and Rain is now elusive, and it is difficult to contact him. He did not ask the Lord of Ice and Rain for advice, but came to the palace of the Lord of Qingyan. Today, the Lord of Qingyan is his island owner, so naturally if there is a problem, he will ask the Lord of Qingyan for advice. Soon, he saw the Lord of Qingyan. Lord of the Endless, what's the matter? The Lord of Qingyan asked. Chapter 2648 Eternal Ruins God Array. Yi Tian asked for advice. Lord Qingyan, I have encountered a bottleneck in the rules of the source of the other side, even in the eternal source circle, I can't improve the rules of the source of the other side a little bit. How far has your other shore origin law realm reached? The Lord of Qingyan asked. 49%. Yi Tian said, he had tested it before, and it should still be in this state. 40% of the realm, then it's no wonder. The Lord of Qingyan completely understood, and immediately smiled. Lord of Endless, you are stuck in a bottleneck of rules, maybe you have never encountered such a bottleneck. But the source of eternity is the other side. The rules are different, and it is difficult to achieve more than 50% of the realm. Moreover, you use the source of the eternal other side to comprehend the law of the source of the other side, but you can only comprehend the surface layer of the source of the eternal other side. Naturally, it is difficult to break this shackle with the help of the eternal source magic circle. Rules shackled. Yi Tian understood. It's not just him. If other ancestors of the origin realm comprehend the rules of the origin of the other shore to the realm of 49%, it will be difficult to break through to the realm of 50%. Lord Qingyan, how to break through the shackles of this rule? Yi Tian continued to ask for advice. The Lord of Qingyan gave several suggestions. If you want to break through to the realm of 50% of the source rules of the other side, you can't do it. There is no shortage of ascetic geniuses in the eternal other side, but there is no hope of abstinence to break this shackle, unless it is really used for an endless period of time. The years go by slowly, but this time is probably in units of 100 million primordial era. The first method is to build a formation that allows you to enter the source of the origin of the other shore to understand, so that you can break the shackles. The second way is to find treasures that can help you break through the shackles of the other side's source rules, but such treasures are very rare. I can give you some lists, but don't expect to find them, even I have no hope of finding them. The third way is to find the top origin supreme heavenly ancestor and personally take you into the origin of the eternal beyond land, where you can briefly comprehend for a period of time. The Lord of Qingyan knows only these three methods. Looking for the top origin supreme heavenly ancestor. Yi Tian didn't have to think about it and knew that this method was impossible. Like the Lord of Frozen Rain and the other three upper origin realm of Fengya Island, none of them could be regarded as the top origin upper realm heavenly ancestor. So, they can't help him either. Of course, even if you can help, you can't help. As for finding treasures that would help him break through to the shackles of the other side's source rules, the Lord of Qingyan himself could not do anything about it, nor did he count on it. He still looks forward to the method that the Lord of Qingyan said, that is, to arrange the formation. Lord Qingyan, what are the formations that can allow me to enter the source of the eternal beyond? Yi Tian asked. Fengya Island has it, but it's not the original formation. You can go to the Eternal Ruins God formation. At present, we only have this type of formation on Fengya Island, which allows you to enter the source of the eternal other side to cultivate and understand. 1. The Lord of Qingyan said. Thank you Lord Qingyan for your guidance. 1. Yi Tian said goodbye immediately and went to the book collection pavilion on Fengya Island to find the Eternal Ruins Divine Formation. Library. After Yi Tian searched, he found the Eternal Ruins God formation. Later, he obtained the inheritance of this formation. Eternal Ruins God formation, the layout conditions are too difficult. Yi Tian frowned. This magic circle does not need high-grade eternal ancient gold, which means that his high-grade eternal ancient gold is useless. Of course, he can use it to trade other items. The main material of the Eternal Ruins God formation is a substance called Ruins God Gold. Yi Tian does not have Ruins God Gold, but he also knows that this material must be very precious. In addition to Ruins God Gold, there are also eternal gold and copper and other precious materials. Yi Tian knew a lot of materials, and could still find or trade them. But Ruins God Gold requires 10,000 pieces, and eternal gold and bronze requires 1,000 square meters. These are the two most difficult materials to obtain. Subsequently, Yi Tian inquired about the two materials, Ruins God Gold and eternal gold bronze, and gradually understood their value. Among them, the most precious is naturally the Ruins God Gold. Ruins God Gold can be called one of the toughest materials in the land of eternity. It can not only be used to build eternal Ruins God Gold, but also can be used to create source rule weapons, and it is the top source rule weapon. A piece of Ruins God Gold is enough to create such a source rule weapon, and he needs 10,000 pieces, which shows the difficulty. For flowers, eternal gold and bronze are a little easier to collect, but it is also very difficult to collect 1,000 squares. Gather other materials first, Yi Tian thought to himself. So in the following years, he continued to collect other materials. Gradually, all other materials were collected, and only ruins god gold and eternal gold bronze had not yet begun to be collected. This day, Yi Tian came to a place in the source Haihei, Wugu Island. Wugu Island is not a faction, but a trading location, located near the Wugu Abyss. The forces in the source Haihei are not only the two forces of Funya Island and the Immortal Island Alliance, as well as a large number of loose cultivators. They will go to Wugu Island to trade, and often there are the central origin realm Tianzu to Wugu Island. Point 0. Gradually, Wugu Island became prosperous. He got news that the Unsullied Island can be traded for eternal gold and copper. So, he went to Wusho Island. Innocent Island. Yi Tian came to this place and saw a huge formation shrouded here. This formation is only to hinder some creatures of the source Haihei from harassing Wugu Island. It does not stop the ancestors of the source like Yi Tian. He easily entered the Unsullied Island. After he came in, he found a lot of lower origin heavenly ancestors, and also saw a few origination middle-level heavenly ancestors. As for the origin and upper realm heavenly ancestor, he has not seen it. Wugu Island has many shops and a huge trading market, where many ancestors of the origin realm conduct transactions. Yi Tian wandered around here for a while, and finally found a shop that could trade eternal gold and copper. A Xuanian Paviliona. Yi Tian felt that he had heard of this name, as if it was a certain top force in the middle of the eternal beyond land, and this should be its branch. He walked in, and a origin lower realm heavenly ancestor came to receive Yi Tian. The other party is not a genius of the other side, but just a genius of the ancient times. His strength is undoubtedly a spicy chicken in the lower realm of the origin, but it is very important to be an employee of a store. Does your Xuanian pavilion have eternal gold and bronze? Yi Tian asked about the corpse. Chapter 2649 Innocent Demon Snake. Eternal gold and bronze, there are some. The staff of Xuanian pavilion replied. I want to buy 1,000 squares of eternal gold and copper. Yi Tian doesn't expect that there are so many eternal gold and copper in the Xuanian pavilion here, but he has to ask, maybe there is. 1,000 squares of eternal gold and bronze. The staff of Xuanian pavilion were also frightened, the number was beyond his imagination. The value of eternal gold and bronze itself is very high. What is the concept of 1,000 squares of eternal gold and bronze? This heavenly ancestor, our Xuanian pavilion does not have so many eternal gold and bronze. The staff said helplessly, then I will buy as much as I have. Yi Tian said lightly, let me check. The staff left and came back soon. Our branch has about 60 squares of eternal gold and copper, which is all, 407, in stock. If you want to buy more eternal gold and copper, you have to go to our central branch to buy it. 1. Subsequently, the staff brought 60 squares of eternal gold and copper, accompanied by a number of Yuan Shijing staff. After all, Xuanian Pavilion also attaches great importance to the business of 60 square eternal gold and bronze. The currency that Xuanian Pavilion collects is also eternal ancient gold, but it is mostly medium eternal ancient gold. Yi Tian took out a large amount of medium eternal ancient gold and a few high-quality eternal ancient gold, and successfully exchanged it for 60 square eternal gold and bronze. But when Yi Tian wanted to buy Ruins God Gold, Xuanian Pavilion said that he didn't have it, not even a piece of Ruins God Gold. But, Yi Tian bought a piece of information from Xuanian Pavilion, which was about the Wugu Abyss. Although Windfang Island also knows a lot of information about the Wusho Abyss, some of the information is outdated. And Xuanian Pavilion is undoubtedly more aware of Wugu Abyss, and it is undoubtedly worthwhile to spend a little eternal ancient gold to buy Wugu Abyss information. The reason why Yi Tian bought Wugu Abyss information was because he was going to enter the Wugu Abyss. According to the information he knew, there was Ruins God Gold in the Wusho Abyss. The reason why Ruins God Gold is so precious is not only a matter of function, but also the reason for its rarity. There are only a few places on the other side of eternity where Ruins God Gold can be born, and they are all extremely dangerous, and many ancestors of the origin realm have to fall at every turn. This made it impossible for even Xuanian Pavilion to buy a piece of Ruins God Gold. Unsullied Abyss. This is an abyss that spans the entire source of the Haihei River, and also surrounds the entire central part. Its area is unimaginable, and it is divided into many areas. In the most dangerous area, it is dangerous to even enter the upper realm. But even the least dangerous areas are not accessible to ordinary origin lower realm, and they will fall if they are not careful. This day, Yi Tian came to a certain area of Aa Wugu Abyss, entered Wugu Abyss from here, and would come to the Thousand Cave Snake domain of Wugu Abyss. The Thousand Cave Snake territory has a large number of demonic snakes. These demonic snakes are difficult to entangle. Once killed, they will merge into other demonic snakes, making other demonic snakes stronger. At the end of the fight, a devil snake that far surpasses himself may be born. Once, there was a origin middle realm, and he was the top origin middle realm, who was trapped by countless demonic snakes, killed for a long time, and finally gave birth to a demon snake comparable to the origin upper realm. Jing Tianzu was killed. There was also a origin upper realm heavenly ancestor who went there and performed an extremely terrifying other side supreme technique, killing countless devil snakes in an instant. As a result, a few devil snakes survived, and a head comparable to origin was born directly. The demon snake in the upper realm scared the primordial upper realm heavenly ancestor to run away. Even the ancestors of the origin upper realm couldn't help those devil snakes, so Yi Tian naturally couldn't help either. But he can't help the devil snakes, he can join the devil snakes. I have the ability to duplicate my body. As long as I see a demonic snake, I can reproduce a demonic snake, and by joining it, I can search for ruins god gold in the Thousand Caves snake territory. The Thousand Caves snake territory is also the place Yi Tian knew that the ruins god gold was bred, and the first heavenly ancestor found the ruins god gold here and successfully escaped. As for how much ruins god gold is here, it is unclear. Wow, Yi Tian flew directly into the Wusho abyss. Next moment, a huge devil snake appeared. With a roar, the void shattered, and a terrifying impact came. And Yi Tian didn't say a word, and directly killed the demon snake with one move. And by duplicating his talent, he knew the real racial name of this demonic snake. A innocent demon Snakea. Subsequently, he quickly withdrew, leaving the Wusho abyss. And just after he left, the innocent devil snakes stared at him, but they didn't come out. The rules of the Unsullied Abyss bind any creature here, preventing them from leaving. Otherwise, the creatures of the innocent abyss would rush out, and that would be a huge disaster. Soon, these unsullied devil snakes went down, and Yi Tian probed into Wu Yuan with one hand, and started to stain the body of the devil snake. Once copied, it would appear in Wusho Abyss 1. Time passed slowly, and soon a Wusho demonic snake was copied by Yi Tian. Boom, the innocent demon snake of the origin lower realm appeared, but this was Yi Tian's duplicate body. Next, Yi Tian sneaked into the Thousand Caves snake domain with this cloned body, and the other innocent devil snakes did not attack Yi Tian. In the eyes of other innocent devil snakes, Yi Tian is also one of their clansmen, so naturally they will not attack Yi Tian. In this way, Yi Tian mixed into the Wusho demon snake clan. After that, he searched for ruins god gold in the snake domain of Thousand Caves. Time flies. This day, Yi Tian finally found some ruin god gold, which was found in section 5.9 of a certain innocent devil snake's lair. The other party superimposed some ruin god gold and other metal materials to form a snake's nest. Then, Yi Tian took advantage of the other party's absence, and directly took these ruins god gold, along with other materials. I got about 20 pieces of ruins god gold this time, which is a huge gain. After that, he continued to search for ruins god Jin. As the years passed, he found piece after piece of ruins god gold. According to this harvest, he has collected 10,000 pieces of ruins god gold, just around the corner. I thought the most difficult thing was ruin god gold, but I didn't expect it to be so easy. Yi Tian was overjoyed. But this is also because he has the ability to duplicate his body. He is looking for the gold of the ruin god here as an innocent devil snake. If it is replaced by other origin realm, even if it is the upper origin realm, it will not be easy to collect the gold of the ruin god here. Yes. Chapter 2650 Eternal Ruins God Array, the progress is too great. Years go by. Yi Tian gradually found 10,000 pieces of ruins god gold in the Thousand Caves snake domain. These innocent devil snakes do not know the value of the ruins god gold at all, and they cannot use the ruins god gold. For them, ruins god gold is only tough, it cannot improve their strength, at most it is regarded as a kind of beautiful stone. This is also the reason why Yi Tian can easily find so many ruins god gold and does not need competition. Otherwise, he would not be able to easily take away the gold of the ruins god from other Wusho demonic snakes. Beyond the Unsullied Abyss, Yi Tian probed into the Wusho abyss with one hand, and the Wusho demon snake spit out a large amount of ruins god gold and other treasures, was grabbed by him with one hand, and quickly left here. And Yi Tian's unsullied devil snake copy body continues to look for ruins god gold here, although the number of ruins god gold here is much less, but at least ruins god gold can still be found, naturally he can't give up here. Innocent Island. Yi Tian came to Xuanian Pavilion again. This time, he directly found a person in charge of this Xuanian pavilion, that is, the other level genius of the origin middle realm, the Lord of Han. The strength of the Lord of Han is very strong, and he should be the top origin middle realm heavenly ancestor, otherwise he would not be able to take charge of this branch. This friend, is there any important transaction with me? Asked the Lord of Han. At this time, Yi Tian took out some ruins god gold, the amount is not too much, only 100 or so. But, Lord Han showed interest. Xuanian pavilion also lacks ruins god gold, and has been buying it all the time. Who doesn't want more of this kind of good stuff? Lord Han, there should be a lot of eternal gold and bronze in other branches of Xuanian pavilion. I want to use ruins god gold to exchange for eternal gold and bronze, is there no problem? Yi Tian suggested. Exchange God's gold for eternal gold and bronze. The Lord of Han stared at Yi Tian with a puzzled expression, he suspected that Yi Tian was a fool. How rare is ruin god gold, and although eternal gold and copper are relatively scarce, there are still quite a few in the middle, and it can be traded with a little time. Naturally no problem, Lord Han agreed immediately. Such a good thing, he is a fool to disagree. Next is the issue of the exchange ratio, after some discussion. Yi Tian can exchange one piece of ruins god gold to 10 squares of eternal gold and copper, and he directly exchanged 100 pieces of ruins god's gold to 1000 squares of eternal gold and copper. However, the Lord of Han needs to transfer these eternal gold and bronze from other branches, which takes time. Then, Yi Tian was waiting on Wugu Island. Not long after, the Lord of Han informed Yi Tian that the Xuanian pavilion had gathered 1000 squares of eternal gold and bronze. He immediately went over to trade with Xuanian pavilion, and traded 100 pieces of ruins god gold to 1000 squares of eternal gold and copper. In fact, the actual value of 1000 squares of eternal gold and copper is far more than 100 pieces of gold. However, Zushan gold is rare. If you want to trade Zushan gold, you have to buy it at a premium, or you won't be able to buy it. This resulted in the actual transaction value of ruins god gold being much higher than the market price and the value of the treasure itself. The ruins god gold is more than enough now, the eternal gold and copper are also gathered, and other materials have been purchased, and now the eternal ruins god formation can be built. Yi Tian returned to Fengya Island. Then, he started to build the eternal ruins divine formation. Time passed little by little. Finally, after the construction of the eternal ruins god array is completed, he only needs to open it, and he can use the eternal ruins god array to enter the source of the eternal other side, so as to comprehend the more powerful source rules of the other side. Turn on. The eternal ruins divine array was opened, and the terrifying power of the formation directly toward the origin of the eternal beyond land, sent Yi Tian into the origin of the eternal beyond land, and opened up a small void inside it, allowing Yi Tian be there to understand the origin. This is also the first time Yi Tian has entered the source of the eternal other side. As for the activation of the eternal ruins divine array, the movement was too great, and all the ancestors of the origin realm in the entire Fengya Island sensed it and came over one after another. Even the Lord of Frozen Rain from the origin upper realm came. Swish, the Lord of Qingyan also came, and when he saw the Lord of Frozen Rain, he said hello. Lord of the Ice Rain. The Lord of Qingyan respectfully said. The Lord of Frozen Rain also nodded slightly, and immediately looked at Yi Tian's residence. This is the residence of the Infinite Lord, this formation is the Eternal Ruins. The Lord of Ice Rain said in surprise. The Lord of Qingyan said. The Lord of Frozen Rain, the Lord of Endless has asked me for advice before. His origin rules on the other side have progressed very quickly and have reached the realm of 49%. I told him that the Eternal Ruins God formation can help him enter into eternity. Inside the source of the other side of the land. But I never imagined that he actually gathered the materials. The Eternal Ruins God array needs 10,000 pieces of Ruins God gold, and thousands of squares of eternal gold and bronze and other materials. Forget about eternal gold and bronze. If you go to some places in the middle, you can still buy them all. But Ruins God gold, no matter where you go, you cannot buy it, ita not for sale, ita only for purchase. Lord of Endless, where did you get so much Ruin God gold? A Bing Yuji. Confuse. I am not sure as well. The Lord of Qingyan shook his head. The Lord of Frozen Rain couldn't understand no matter how she thought about it. Yi Tian had obtained a lot of high-quality eternal ancient gold before and built the eternal source magic circle, she was very surprised. But this time, Yi Tian obtained so much Ruins God gold, which was even more surprising. He even suspected that 407 Yi Tian was the descendant of a certain peak origin upper realm, but if that was the case, there was no need to send him to Fengya Island. Let's go. The infinite Lord is now comprehending and cultivating within the source of the eternal other side, and he can't sense the outside world. The Lord of Ice and Rain left, and the Lord of Qingyan also returned. The other primordial ancestors were amazed, discussed for a while, and left one by one. The land beyond eternity, inside the source. Yi Tian was enlightened here and gradually immersed in it. Gradually, he felt the deeper rules of the origin of the other side, and now he realized the aspects that he didn't understand before. Soon, he broke the bottleneck of the rules, and the realm of the other side's source rules successfully entered the realm of 50%, and it continued to improve. One immemorial era has passed. After more than 100 primeval epochs passed, this eternal ruins divine formation began to tremble. It's time. The eternal ruins divine array can only last for more than 100 years of the primordial era. Yi Tian understands this, it is not surprising. Click. The eternal ruins divine formation began to collapse, and Yi Tian had already returned. In a short time, the eternal ruins god was completely scrapped. But Yi Tian felt that this practice was worth it because he had made great progress. Chapter 2651 Shadow River, Wushuo Shadow Dragon. With the help of the time of the 100th ancient era of cultivation in the eternal ruins divine array, he not only broke the shackles of the realm of 50% of the other side's source rule, but also raised it to the realm of 58%. After the other shore origin rule reaches 50%, every level of improvement is a huge improvement. Now, his origins on the other side are also skyrocketing. He went to test it, and the source of the other side reached more than 8,200, which was very close to the source of 10,000 at the peak of the lower realm. Not long after Yi Tian left the customs, the Lord of Qingyan came to look for Yi Tian. I have seen the Lord of Qingyan. Yi Tian shouted. Lord of Endless, I don't know where you got so much ruins god gold from, and it's not too much. I want to ask, if you can trade some ruins god gold for me, I'm willing to take the other side yuan ruins liquid. Transaction, the Lord of Qingyan said. Yuan Shu liquid on the other side. As soon as Yi Tian heard the name, he was immediately moved. Like the other side purple ruins gold liquid, it can also enhance the other side source, but the effect is very poor, and a large amount of other side purple ruins gold liquid can only improve the other side source. The other side purple ruins gold liquid is more suitable for breaking the realm, and it is used when the source of the other side is stagnant. The other side Yuan Shu liquid is different, this kind of resource exists to enhance the source of the other side, and the effect is far from comparable to the other side Zixu gold liquid. For the ancestors of the lower realm, the Yuan Shu liquid on the other side is more important than other treasures. If it is another origin realm heavenly ancestor, he will hesitate whether to use the ruins god gold to exchange for the Yuan Shu liquid on the other side. After all, ruins god gold is really hard to come by. But Yi Tian agreed without hesitation. Lord Qingyan, I agree. He can easily obtain ruins god gold, and naturally it is not recommended to trade some ruins god gold for Yuan Shu liquid on the other side. In this way, he can break through to the peak realm of the origin lower realm faster. Seeing that Yi Tian agreed, the Lord of Qingyan was very excited. Afterwards, they discussed the details of the transaction. In the end, Yi Tian exchanged a piece of ruins god gold for 10 cubic meters of Yuan Shu liquid from the Lord of the Clouds in exchange for 10,000 cubic meters of Yuan Shu liquid. It is only because the Lord of Qingyan has so much Yuan Shu liquid on the other side, and if it is replaced by other origin realm heavenly ancestors, he will not be able to get it at all. Certainly, only Yi Tian can easily take out 1,000 pieces of ruins god gold. Soon, the transaction was completed and both parties were satisfied. The Endless Lord used 10,000 pieces of market god gold before, and now he has easily taken out 1,000 pieces of market god gold. He is afraid that he still has a lot of market god gold. The Lord of Qingyan secretly said. Certainly, he will not investigate anything. For him, it is enough to be able to trade 1,000 pieces of ruins god gold from Yi Tian this time. The other side. Yi Tian began to use the other side Yuan Shu liquid to enhance his own side origin. Golem. A large amount of Yuan Shu liquid from the other side was swallowed by Yi Tian, and then he refined it, improving his own source of the other side little by little. It has to be said that the effect of Yuan Shu liquid on the other side is quite good. Time passed slowly, and Yi Tian's origin of the other shore gradually grew. At the same time, Yi Tian is still collecting ruins god gold in the Thousand Caves snake domain of Wushuo Abyss. Since he traded some ruins god gold with the Lord of Qingyan before, he now has not too much ruin god gold, and he still can't collect 10,000 ruins god gold piece. But He only needs to gather some more, and he can definitely gather 10,000 pieces of ruins god gold. In the blink of an eye, hundreds of primordial era time passed. Yi Tian has exhausted all the other side Yuanshu liquid refining, went to test it, his other side origin has been raised to 10,260. In other words, he has reached the peak state of the lower realm of origin. But he can continue to improve a little, the limit of Yuanshi lower realm is 20,000 yuan. He naturally wants to elevate the origin of the other side to the limit of the lower realm of origin, so that when he breaks through, the strength will increase more, and after the breakthrough, the source of the other side will be increased. All in all, definitely a good deal. Another time has passed. This day, Yi Tian finally collected 10,000 pieces of ruins god gold. There is very little ruins god gold in the snake territory of the 1,000 caves, unless you keep excavating and hollowing out the entire 1,000 cave snake territory, you can find so much ruins god gold again. Yi Tian secretly said, certainly, he can also continue to wait for a long time, and maybe some ruins god gold will be born again. But he couldn't wait that long, so he could only go to other places in Wugu Abyss to look for ruins god gold. This day, Yi Tian once again built an eternal ruins divine array on Fengya Island, which shocked those origin realm heavenly ancestors on Fengya Island again. In the blink of an eye, more than 100 years of the primordial era passed. An eternity has been lost, but the steppe has reached a realm, and the origin of the skin has reached the level of Wangguang. According to the improvement of the source rules of the other side, the more the source of the other side grows, maybe he can improve the rules of the source of the other side to the 70% realm, and then he can reach the ultimate in the lower realm of the source. That is to say, he has to gather 10,000 pieces of ruins god gold again. Quote, "The ruin god Jin of the 1,000 cave snake territory is difficult to find, and he has to go to another place. Yi Tian has been exploring the treasure land where Wusho Abyss can breed ruins god gold. The 1,000 cave snake territory is only one of them, and the amount of ruins god gold in the 1,000 cave snake territory is not very large. Otherwise, those top origins, the heavenly ancestor, or the heavenly ancestor of the origin, will go to the 1,000 cave snake territory to find the ruins god gold at all costs. After all, they can choose not to kill the Wusho demon snake, so that the danger they encounter will not be great. But the benefits are not proportional to the dangers, so they naturally don't bother to take risks in the 1,000 cave snake domain. Now, Yi Tian has found a second good place, Shadow River. The Shadow River is a river in the Wusho Abyss, and it is also very dangerous here, but in the Shadow River there is also some gold of ruin god, which is located in the mountains at the bottom of the river. There is a terrifying creature in the Shadow River, the unsullied Shadow Dragon. This terrifying creature has the ability to absorb damage, that is, it is difficult to kill them. The key is that the Wugu Shadow Dragon's strength is very strong, unlike the Wusho demonic snake's weak individual strength. Only when a large number of Wusho demonic snakes fall, will a terrifying Wusho demonic snake be superimposed. In the Wugu Shadow Dragon group, there are many geniuses who are comparable to the other side of the origin middle realm, and there is also a Wugu Shadow Dragon that is comparable to the origin upper realm. Therefore, even the primordial upper realm would not dare to enter here easily, otherwise once he was entangled by a Wusho Shadow Dragon of the primordial upper realm, not only would he not be able to hurt the opponent but he would be in danger. Yi Tian is going to sneak into the Shadow River, copy a Wusho Shadow Dragon, and then sneak into the Shadow River to find the ruin god Jin. If the plan goes well, a large amount of ruin god gold will definitely be obtained this time. Single G. Chapter 2652 Breakthrough, The Origin of the Middle Realm. Unsullied Abyss, Shadow River. Yi Tian entered from this Wugu Abyss and was immediately noticed by the Wugu Shadow Dragon. The nearest Wusho Shadow Dragon flew out from the Shadow River, and a terrifying aura filled the air. It was a Wusho Shadow Dragon that was comparable to the origin middle realm. However, Yi Tian's current strength is not afraid of this origin middle realm Wusho Shadow Dragon, which is not too strong. Of course, he did not fight with it, but quickly entered the Shadow River. He needs to find a Wusho Shadow Dragon of the origin lower realm before he can copy it. Boom! Wugu Shadow Dragon appeared one after another, besieging Yi Tian one after another. At this time, Yi Tian urged the other side of the treasure in the body, fully motivated the other side of the golden body, performed the other side's supreme technique, and killed one after another Wusho Shadow Dragon. But then, a top origin central realm Wugu Shadow Dragon appeared, a black claw instantly grabbed Yi Tian and crushed his body. Just like this, Yi Tian's replica body fell. What a terrifying Wugu Shadow Dragon. The Wugu Shadow Dragon's strength should be no less than that of the Lord of Qingyan, and it will kill me in one move. Yi Tian muttered. Fortunately, he had already seen quite a few Wugu Shadow Dragons in the lower realm of origin, and even killed 407 and lost some. Therefore, he can now randomly choose a Wusho Shadow Dragon to copy. Of course, he will not copy the Wusho Shadow Dragon to break into the Shadow River now, and he will do so after a period of time. After some time, Yi Tian started to copy the Wugu Shadow Dragon, and soon a Wugu Shadow Dragon from the origin descent was copied. After that, Yi Tian sneaked into the Shadow River as the Wugu Shadow Dragon, and did not attract the attention of the Wugu Shadow Dragon clan. Certainly, he is also low-key enough, or else he will attract the attention of the Wugu Shadow Dragon in the origin upper realm. If he wants to check his identity, the identity of this cloned body will naturally not be able to withstand the investigation. Shadow River Bottom. Yi Tian's immaculate Shadow Dragon replica body is slowly looking for Ruin God Gold here. It didn't take long for him to sense the aura of Ruin's God Jin. Found it. He excavated the mountains at the bottom of the river and found 6 pieces of Ruin's God Gold, although not much, but it was a good start. Next, he kept looking for Ruin's God Gold, and finally found a large amount of Ruin's God Gold. On this day, he even found a small vein of Ruin's God Gold, where there are at least 1,000 pieces of Ruin's God Gold. But unfortunately, this is the lair of a powerful CJFJ, primordial middle realm Wusho Shadow Dragon, and it is definitely impossible to dig Ruin's God Gold here. In desperation, he could only choose to give up. Yi Tian didn't care either. The Ruin's God Jin in the Shadow River was indeed far beyond the Thousand Cave Snake territory. Therefore, with the passage of time, Yi Tian obtained more and more Ruin's God Gold. This day, Yi Tian gathered 10,000 pieces of Ruin's God Gold again, and started to build the Eternal Ruins God Formation again. Tooth Island. Yi Tian built an Eternal Ruins God Formation again, and used this Eternal Ruins God Formation to comprehend the rules of the source of the other shore in the source of the eternal other side. In this way, one Taiku era has passed. Yi Tian's other shore origin rule gradually improved, and soon it reached the 60% realm, and began to hit the 70% realm. Boom! Yi Tian's other side origin rule finally broke the shackles and was promoted to the 70% realm. At this time, he found that his origin on the other side had reached a certain extreme, and he could no longer improve it a little bit. He didn't need to test to know that he had reached the pinnacle of the lower realm of the origin, and the origin of the other side could not continue to improve. If he wanted to continue to improve, he had to break through the realm first. Once the Eternal Ruins Divine Array is opened, it cannot be closed, so he directly impacts the origin central realm here. If you want to break through to the middle realm of origin, you must make the origin of the other side boil. I killed 2 black whales of origin before, and I have extracted a lot of whale oil. There should be hope to make the origin of the other side boil and impact the origin. Beginning in the middle. Afterwards, Yi Tian began to take out all the source whale oil and integrate it into the source of the other shore. Soon, the source of the other side in his body began to boil. At this time, he needs to use the rules of the source of the other side to stimulate the source of the other side, let the source of the other side complete the evolution and reach another level, then it is the real breakthrough. Boom! 70% of the other side origin rules affect the other side origin, so that the boiling other side origin quickly begins to evolve. Boom! The rapid transformation of the source of the other side makes the source of the other side continue to soar, and sweeps the whole body, making the strength of the body continue to become stronger. After a long time, Yi Tian's cultivation level stepped into the middle realm of origin. At the same time, his origin will and origin have skyrocketed, and his strength has naturally increased many times. Having stabilized his realm, he continued to comprehend the rules of the origin of the other shore. In short, the Eternal Ruins Divine Formation cannot be wasted. Another dozens of primordial era have passed, and the Eternal Ruins Divine Array has finally been scrapped. Yi Tian walked out of the Eternal Ruins Divine Array, and the ancestors of the origin realm looked over and found that Yi Tian was already in the origin middle realm, so they came over to congratulate them one by one. Congratulations to the Infinity Lord for breaking through the origin middle realm. Even the Lord of Qingyan came out to congratulate him. Although the Lord of Qingyan was the owner of Qingyan Island, Yi Tian was too enchanting, and he did not regard Yi Tian as an ordinary member. Now, Yi Tian's cultivation base has broken through to the middle realm of origin, and he has mastered the complete golden body of the other side, the supreme technique of the other side, and the realm of the origin rules of the other side is relatively high, so he is naturally regarded as a peer. Of course, if you don't become the island owner, you can't enter the high-level circle of Fengya Island, and your status is naturally a lot worse. Subsequently, Yi Tian went to test his own origin, and it has already reached the level of 100,000. The difference between 20,000 yuan on the other side and 100,000 yuan on the other side is not only 5 times, but also includes qualitative changes. Under normal circumstances, a new Jin Yuanshi Middle Realm Heavenly Ancestor can at most reach the level of 40,000 to 50,000 yuan, while Yi Tian directly reaches the level of 100,000 yuan. This standard can be directly equivalent to Yuanshi. The middle stage is now, and countless years of ascetic cultivation have been saved. After becoming the middle realm of origin, Yi Tian's authority on Fengya Island was increased, and he was able to see more knowledge of inheritance methods. For example, the inheritance knowledge of the treasure on the other side. Before, although he was able to learn some knowledge about the treasures of the other side, it was relatively simple knowledge. His cultivation base is not high, his authority is not high, and it is impossible for Fengya Island to open all inheritances to him. Deep in the library, Yi Tian has acquired more inheritance knowledge of the other shore treasure, which is the inheritance knowledge about the promotion of the other shore treasure now. The treasure of the other shore is created and bred from the purple ruins crystal of the other shore. His treasure of the other shore is the inferior treasure of the other shore, which can be continuously upgraded in the later stage. But the way to upgrade, he didn't know before. But now, after reading the inheritance, he knows several ways to upgrade. Chapter 2653 The Treasure on the Other Side of the Medium. The first way to upgrade the other side treasure is to find more other side amethyst crystals and integrate them into the other side treasure, so that the other side treasure can be quickly upgraded. This method is to consume too many other side amethyst crystals, which is not worth it. For a faction, if there are enough other side amethyst crystals, they will definitely cultivate a few more other side treasures, rather than use them to upgrade other side treasures. After all, the purple ruins crystal on the other side is too rare. The second way to upgrade is to use Ruins God Gold. The Ruins God Gold itself can be used to cast the top source rule weapons, and it can also be used to upgrade the treasures on the other side, but it requires a lot of Ruins God Gold. For example, if you want to upgrade to the middle class treasure of the other side, you need at least 50,000 yuan of Ruins God Gold. This method requires too much Ruins God Gold. Who can get it? There is also a third upgrade method, that is, when the breakthrough is the source of the upper realm, use this opportunity to absorb the origin of the eternal other shore and integrate it into the treasure of the other shore, and use the source of the eternal other shore to forcibly upgrade the treasure of the other shore to the middle of the other side, treasure on the shore. At present, there are generally 3 methods. It can be said that each method is very difficult, and the third method seems to be the easiest, but many origin middle realm heavenly ancestors cannot cultivate the treasures of the other side at all. Successfully cultivated, the treasure of the other side. In that case, the third method cannot be used. For other primordial ancestors, the 3 methods are almost impossible. However, I can use the second upgrade method. Yi Tian thought to himself. He can now collect Ruins God Gold in the Shadow River and collect more than 50,000 Ruins God Gold, naturally he can do it. Once the other side of the treasure is upgraded, his strength will skyrocket. Now, he is already in the middle realm of origin, and it is more difficult to improve his cultivation, and it is also difficult to improve the rules of the other side. Shadow River. Yi Tian's Wugu Shadow Dragon replica body searches for the Ruins God Gold in one place after another, and after finding a certain Ruins God Gold, it will be handed over to Yi Tian's real body replica body. Gradually, the amount of his Ruins God Gold exceeded 10,000. This time, he did not build the 10,000 pieces of Ruins God Gold into the Eternal Ruins God formation, but kept it. On the other hand, Yi Tian's other replica body checked various inheritance knowledge on Fengya Island, and learned more about the cultivation in the middle realm of origin. According to the inheritance knowledge, the span of the origin middle realm is very large, and it is too difficult to cultivate to the peak of the origin middle realm. A primordial ancestor like the Lord of Qingyan did not know how many tens of thousands of primordial epochs remained in this realm, and even in units of billions, endless years of ascetic cultivation still did not elevate his cultivation to the ultimate in the primordial middle realm. If Yi Tian wants to raise his cultivation to the ultimate in the middle realm of origin, he has to raise the origin of the other shore to the level of 1 million, and he is only 100,000 now. The improvement of the rules of the other side can improve the source of the other side, but at the back, even the Eternal Ruins God formation can't help me break the bottleneck of the rules. It is definitely not possible to completely rely on the rules of the other side. 1 inch. Yi Tian didn't think too much either. He has not yet thought about becoming the ancestor of the origin and upper realm, he just wants to improve his strength, how much he can improve. In addition to improving the other side of the treasure, he can also create the top of the other side of the supreme art. The few other high-level techniques he knows now belong to the general other side high-level arts. After all, he didn't know much about the origin rules of the other side, and his realm was low, so it would be good to be able to create the other side high-level arts. But now it's different, his other side origin rules have been raised to the 70% realm, and he has more other side golden texts and other side black texts. Then prepare for the creation of the top other side supreme technique and the upgrade of the other side treasure. Yi Tian muttered. Years passed, and Yi Tian's collection of ruins god gold gradually approached the number of 50,000. Finally this day, ruins god gold has reached more than 50,000 yuan, which is almost enough to upgrade the treasure on the other side. However, in order to ensure the success of the upgrade, he is going to collect more ruins god gold. And just like that, another long time passed. More than 60,000 pieces of ruins god gold are enough. Yi Tian took these more than 60,000 pieces of ruins god gold, according to a secret method in the inheritance of Fengya Island, to refine the ruins god gold, and integrate it into the treasure on the other side. Ask for flowers. In the source of the other side, pieces of ruins god gold are tempered and integrated into the treasure of the other side under a certain force, and the treasure of the other side is beaten and tempered again and again, so that the treasure of the other side gradually becomes stronger. Years go by, piece after piece of ruins god gold was consumed. 50,000 ruins god gold has been used up. Yi Tian continued to use ruins god gold, he knew that his other side treasure spear was about to transform into a medium other side treasure. Finally, when more than 57,000 pieces of ruins god gold were consumed, the other side of the treasure spear completely ushered in a transformation. Boom, the other side treasure spear began to transform into a medium other side treasure, and it will probably take some time to transform before it can truly transform successfully. Point 0. During this period of time, Yi Tian has been watching the transformation of the treasure on the other side. About dozens of primordial era in the past, this other side treasure long spear was transformed successfully. Yi Tian tested the power of the middle-class treasure spear, and the attack power was extremely terrifying, far surpassing the lower-level treasure. With a middle-class treasure, Yi Tian's strength has skyrocketed. After, Yi Tian found a lot of ruins god gold, so he built an eternal ruins god array on Fengya Island again. He wanted to use this eternal ruins god array to improve the rules of the source of the other side again. For the next 100 years of the primordial era, he has been comprehending and cultivating in the eternal ruins god array. However, this improvement was not satisfactory. He just raised the other side's source rules from the 70% realm to the 70% realm. Sure enough, the higher the realm of the other side's origin rules, the more difficult it is to improve. If my realm of the other side's origin rules is improved to the 80% realm in the future, the eternal ruins divine array probably won't help much. Yi Tian secretly said. However, even so, he still had to collect ruins god gold, build the eternal ruins god formation, and comprehend the rules of the origin of the other shore. The other side, he is also trying his best to comprehend the supreme technique of creating the top of the other shore. He has failed again and again, but every failure will give him some experience. Before I knew it, another tens of thousands of primordial era years passed by. Chapter 2654 The Other Side of the Abyss Tree. For such a long time, Yi Tian has been trying to create a top-notch supreme technique. This day, a top-notch supreme technique was finally created by Yi Tian. This top-level other side supreme technique is much more powerful than the endless golden arm, and it is also the top-level other side supreme technique in the attack category. Yi Tian named this supreme technique of the other side as the technique of slaying the other side. When the other shore extermination technique is displayed, it will turn into a ray of light that annihilates everything, and its attack power is very terrifying. After creating the other side annihilation technique, Yi Tian's strength has naturally been greatly improved. And in these years, Yi Tian has also built the Eternal Ruins Divine Formation again and again to understand the rules of the origin of the other shore. A long time ago, his other side origin rules reached 70%. But so far, he still hasn't reached the 80% realm. It seems that even the Eternal, 407, Ruins God Formation can't help him break the 80% limit. This day, Yi Tian chatted with the Lord of Qingyan again and asked for knowledge in this regard. Lord Qingyan, I'm in a bottleneck again. After the other side's source rule reaches 79%, I can't continue to improve. Yi Tian said helplessly. Lord Qingyan was also surprised by Yi Tian's progress, but still said, Lord of Endless, the higher the realm of the other side's source rules, the more difficult it would have been to improve. 79% of the other side's source rules realm to 80% of the other side's source rules realm, this book it is a very big difficulty. If you want to break through this difficulty, it is very difficult to do it only by relying on the eternal ruins divine formation. Then what can be done? Yi Tian asks. The Lord of Qingyan thought for a while, and said, there are some opportunities in the land of eternity that can help you break the shackles, but those opportunities have a time limit and have not yet opened. Anyway, as far as I know the situation, rely on yourself to slowly comprehension, it is almost impossible to raise the rules of the origin of the other side to the 80% realm, and can only wait for the opportunity. Before the opportunity comes, there is almost no way out. I am currently stuck in the realm of the other side of the source rules, and I also want to break through to the realm of 90%, but unfortunately I can't do it. 1. Yi Tian saw that the Lord of Qingyan had no choice but to leave. In the years that followed, Yi Tian slowly cultivated, improving his original will, comprehending more other side golden texts, other side black texts, and trying to create the second top-level other side supreme art. At the same time, he is also inquiring about news to see if there is any big chance. This day, he really found out a piece of news that would help him break the realm of the origin rules of the other side. Innocent Island. At this time, many primordial ancestors were discussing an opportunity in the Wugu Abyss. The abyss tree on the other side of the Wusho Abyss will give birth to a batch of other side abyss fruits. One other side abyss fruit is enough for us to quickly understand the rules of the other side. But there is a powerful racial creature in the abyss tree on the other side, the Abyss Demon Dragon Clan. The Abyss Demon Dragon Clan of the Wusho Abyss is very powerful, and there are even more than 10 existences comparable to the original upper realm, who dares to snatch the abyss of the other side, fruit. Even the top origin middle realm dare not snatch it, and only the origin upper realm dares to snatch it. Last time, there were 6 Yuanshi Shengjing to snatch it, but only a little bit, and several Yuanshi middle realm took the opportunity to snatch the other side abyss fruit, and 3 were killed. Those heavenly ancestors in the origin middle realm are also dying. They dare to snatch the other side of the abyss fruit of the Abyss Demon Dragon Clan, and even the origin upper realm will be injured, let alone them. Speaking of the fact that the abyss tree on the other side is so precious, why don't those origin and upper realm existences join forces to destroy the Abyss Dragon Clan? Destroy it. After it is destroyed, the other side abyss tree can only grow and breed the other side abyss fruit in the Wugu Abyss. Even if the Abyss Demon Dragon Clan is destroyed, who will guard it? Occupied by other mighty unsullied abyss creatures. It is said that a long time ago, it was not the Abyss Demon Dragon family that occupied the abyss tree on the other side, but another kind of creature. That kind of creature was destroyed and was later occupied by the Abyss Demon Dragon family. Yeah, many origin ancestors do not want to destroy the Abyss Demon Dragon. For them, the Abyss Demon Dragon family guards the abyss tree on the other side for them. When the abyss fruit on the other side is born, they will take action to snatch it. Which is more convenient? A. Yi Tian knew the news of the other side abyss tree, and was naturally full of interest in the other side abyss fruit. But he also knew how terrifying the Abyss Demon Dragon Clan guarded by the abyss tree on the other side was, and even the top origin middle realm heavenly ancestor would fall. However, he is not without a chance. He can completely copy the body of an abyss dragon, and take the opportunity to snatch the abyss fruit from the other side in the war. At that time, the Abyss Demon Dragon Clan will definitely not attack him. As for the existence of the origin of the upper realm, it should be in a weak position, and the possibility of attacking oneself will be smaller. It is always better than the success rate of copying the real body to snatch the abyss fruit on the other side. Anyway, you have to try it anyway. If successful, he may be expected to raise the rules of the origin of the other shore to the 80% realm. At the same time, the 4 primordial upper realm of Fengya Island are also discussing the matter of the abyss tree on the other side, and the Lord of the White Capital is also among them. The 4 origin upper realms of Fengya Island are the Lord of Ice Rain, the Lord of Wind Fang, the Lord of Qin Yin and the Lord of Dongzan. Among them, the most powerful one is the Lord of Wind Fang, who is also the island owner of Wind Fang Island. The other 3 are all deputy island owners. At this time, the Lord of the Wind Fang said, "Everyone, the Lord of the White Capital is the most promising ancestor of the origin middle realm, and his cultivation base is only lower at present. If he can improve the origin rule of the other shore to 92% if you reach the realm, you can reach the pinnacle of the middle realm of origin, and you can go to the upper realm of origin. and the abyss fruit on the other side is an opportunity. The Lord of Baidu listened, and immediately said, 5.9 inches Island Lord Fengya, I am going to take a chance by myself. What are you fighting for? You are only in the middle realm of origin. If you go, the chance of death is too high. This time, we sent 2 people to the upper realm of origin from Fengya Island, and they should be able to capture a few other abyss fruits. Feng said, the Lord of the Teeth. However, the Lord of the White Capital also knows the danger, and the upper realm of origin is not necessarily safe. Because the origin upper realm will be targeted by the Abyss Demon Dragon in the origin upper realm, maybe the Abyss Demon Dragon will also call a helper. If you are not careful, the origin of the upper realm will also fall. And if you are lucky in the middle realm of origin, there is also hope to capture the abyss fruit on the other side. Don't worry, this time there are more primordial upper realms going to the abyss tree on the other side, and we still have the advantage. The Lord of Wind Fang said. Chapter 2655 won the success. Several origin upper realms of Fengya Island finally negotiated, and the 2 origin upper realms, the Lord of Wind Fang and the Lord of Dongzan, went to the other side of the abyss tree to snatch the other side abyss fruit. At this time, a copy of Yi Tian's body is already close to the unsullied abyss area where the abyss tree on the other side is located. Soon, Yi Tian encountered the Abyss Demon Dragon, and he was also the Abyss Demon Dragon in the middle realm of origin. However, the strength of this Abyss Dragon is not strong. He instantly killed the opponent, and then self-annihilated, completely smashed this area, and erased all traces. In this way, the Abyss Demon Dragon clan did not know that the Abyss Demon Dragon had fallen. In that case, it is convenient for him to copy the cloned body of this Abyss Demon Dragon later, sneak into the Abyss Demon Dragon clan, and get close to the Abyss Tree on the other side. Another time has passed. This day, Yi Tian copied the body of the Abyss Demon Dragon in the origin middle realm and infiltrated the Abyss Demon Dragon clan. At this time, it was very close to the other side Abyss Tree that gave birth to the other side Abyss Fruit. The entire other side of the Abyss Dragon clan was preparing for the battle, and the 29-week Abyss Dragon clan was withdrawn. But Yi Tian's body is the Abyss Demon Dragon of the origin, so he naturally stayed near the Abyss Tree on the other side. There are Abyss Demon Dragons lying on the ground here, and there are also Abyss Demon Dragons that are comparable to the origin of the upper realm. How terrifying their breath is, far beyond Yi Tian's imagination. Even if it is his true body copying body, it is far from their opponent, and will be instantly killed by them. They are all waiting for the Abyss Fruit on the other side to be truly conceived. Once bred, these Abyss Dragons in the upper realm of origin will take away these Abyss Fruits of the other side as soon as possible, and then the origin and upper realms of the outside world will not be able to snatch away the Abyss Fruits of the other side from them. Yi Tian has been paying attention to the other Abyss Fruits. The number of these other Abyss Fruits is 108. Each of the other Abyss Fruits seems to contain an Abyss world, and countless voids have turned into star points dotted inside the other side of the Abyss Fruit. At this time, these other side Abyss Fruits are changing rapidly, growing and maturing rapidly. If it is immature, the other side Abyss Fruit will not have miraculous effects, and it is meaningless to pick it in advance. At the moment when the Abyss Fruit on the other side was about to mature and give birth, a venerable ancestor of the upper realm sneaked in here. But instead of doing it right away, they were waiting for time. Finally, the other side Abyss Fruit is about to mature completely. Next moment, boom, a statue of the ancestor of the origin in the upper realm appeared to snatch the Abyss Fruit on the other side. The Abyss Demon Dragon of the origin upper realm has taken action to stop these origin upper realm heavenly ancestors and protect their own Abyss Fruit on the other side. In an instant, the origin of the outside world and the ancestors of the upper realm fought against these Abyss Dragons. The purpose of those origin ancestors was to snatch the Abyss Fruit on the other side, not to kill the Abyss Dragon, and they did their best to go to the other side of the Abyss Tree. Time passed by every second. Yi Tian was also very nervous. He knew that the most crucial moment had come. These other side Abyss Fruits did not ripen in the same second, and soon the first other side Abyss Fruit ripened. At this time, an Abyss Demon Dragon in the top origin middle realm wants to pick this Abyss Fruit from the other side. In short, it cannot be taken away by the powerhouses in the outside world. Unexpected, another origin upper realm appeared and came in. These origin upper realms have cooperation. Some origin upper realm is responsible for fighting the Abyss Demon Dragon, and some origin upper realm is responsible for grabbing the Abyss Fruit on the other side. How terrifying the strength of the origin upper realm, and he suddenly rushed in. The Abyss Demon Dragon in the origin middle realm could not stop it. Can be suddenly. Another abyss demon dragon burst out with the aura of Origin Upper Realm, blocking the Origin Upper Realm. At this time, one after another, the other side abyss fruits are ripe. Yi Tian knew that his time had come, and if he missed this opportunity, if he wanted to snatch the other side of the abyss fruit, there was no hope. Then, he shuttled towards an abyss fruit on the other side, and an abyss dragon claws grabbed one of the abyss fruit on the other side. The abyss demon dragon will not stop Yi Tian naturally. They think Yi Tian is to protect the abyss fruit on the other side from being taken away by outside powerhouses. And the powerhouses in the outside world will not care about this other side abyss fruit, their purpose is just to snatch part of the other side abyss fruit. Just like that, Yi Tian grabbed it. And right now, a smear of blood-colored light emerged, killing the abyss tree on the other side. At this moment, not only the abyss dragon was angry, but even the Lord of Wind Fang and the others were angry. Lord of the Bloody Night, what do you mean? The abyss tree on the other side is a treasure land divided by our source High forces, it's too much for you to snatch the abyss fruit on the other side. The Lord of Wind Fang roared. The value of the other side abyss tree is very high, and there are a lot of origin and upper realms in the entire eternal other side, and they really have to come to snatch it. How can such a small amount of other side abyss fruit be enough? Valuable resources like this are all allocated, and are snatched by the origin realm where the origin of the High forces was born, and the central forces are not allowed to participate. This is the result of long-term negotiations. Result: the Lord of the Bloody Night came to snatch it, and he took advantage of the gap between them and the abyss dragon of the origin upper realm. This is downright shameless. However, on the contrary, the Lord did not have the heavenly ancestor. 420 He came to snatch the abyss fruit on the other side, naturally for the sake of his younger generation, and naturally he also wanted this kind of good thing. He also knew that the power of the source High was not a treasure, and the abyss tree on the other side was one of the few opportunities that could allow them to be born in the primordial upper realm. But what if he was offended? Could it be that these Yuan upper realm would not be able to surround and kill him? He also joined a powerful force, and there is no problem in protecting himself. Boom! The Lord of Bloody Night shot, instantly killing an abyss dragon in the middle realm of origin, and grabbed one of the abyss fruits on the other side. At this time, there were other origin upper-level creatures in the Wusho abyss all around, apparently the helpers called by the abyss demon dragon clan. The battle begins to escalate. And Yi Tian didn't participate, his strength is definitely not enough. So, he mixed into the rear of the other abyss dragons, and then slowly escaped from here. His purpose is just a fruit of the other side of the abyss, and the others don't want too much. His luck was good, and he quickly escaped from here completely, and then handed the other side abyss fruit to the real copy body from a certain position. And the real copy body escaped the Wusho abyss and returned to Fengfang Island for the first time. As for the battle on the other side of the abyss tree, he doesn't care. Single G. Chapter 2656 Shackle Breakthrough. After arriving at Fengya Island, Yi Tian began to retreat, and he was going to use this other side abyss fruit to help himself break the shackles of the other side origin rules. In order to ensure his 100% breakthrough, he once again built an Eternal Ruins divine formation. Subsequently, he entered the Eternal Ruins God Array and let the Eternal Ruins God Array send him into the source of the eternal other side. Golem. Yi Tian swallowed the abyss fruit of the other side in one gulp, and endless energy poured into his original will, which made his understanding reach an unimaginable level, and the original will seemed to penetrate the inner source of the eternal other side, feeling a wisp of regularity at the core. Gradually, he realized the higher level origin rules of the other side, and the shackles began to loosen. The competition for the abyss fruit on the other side has ended at this moment. This time, neither the upper realm of origin has fallen nor the middle realm of origin, but several upper realms have been severely damaged. And the Lord of Bloody Night snatched 10 other abyss fruits, angering the forces on the source High. Even Windfang Island was very unhappy with the Lord of the Bloody Night. Before, Fengya Island had cooperated with the Lord of Bloody Night, but now, the Lord of Bloody Night has done something inappropriate. Of course, the forces on the source High didn't stop there, and they would definitely find trouble with the Lord of Bloody Night and the Shao family. If the Lord of Bloody Night didn't spit out some benefits, they would not give up. Tooth Island. The Lord of Windfang and the Lord of Dongshuan came back and called the Lord of Baidu. Lord of the White Capital, these are 3 other side abyss fruits, we can only snatch 3, you take them to practice, and strive to break the other side source rules to the 92% realm, and then go to the origin of the upper realm, said the Lord of Windfang. Many thanks to the owner of Fengya Island and the Lord of Dongshuan. The Lord of White Capital said excitedly. If there is no help from the Lord of Wind Fang and the others, he is not qualified to hit the origin upper realm now. Of course, he is also qualified enough and has made a lot of contributions to Fengya Island, so he can enjoy such treatment. Like the Lord of Qingyan and the others, they have shallow qualifications and naturally do not have such treatment. Subsequently, the Lord of Baidu took these 3 other side abyss fruits and went back to practice and retreat. A period of time has passed. This day, Yi Tian finally used this other side abyss fruit to successfully raise the other side source rules to the 80% realm. The other side source has improved a bit, and his strength has improved a lot. After the origin rules of the other shore has broken through to the 80% realm, although it is difficult to continue to progress, with long years of hard work, it is still possible to improve the realm of the origin rules of the other shore little by little. Another time passed. The Lord of Baidu finally used the 3 other side abyss fruits to raise the other side origin rules to 92%. Afterwards, he made a lot of preparations and began to impact the origin realm. For this reason, the Lord of Wind Fang and others are all paying attention to the breakthrough of the Lord of White Capital. However, as the long years passed, the breakthrough vision of the Lord of the White Capital did not come. At this time, they already had guesses in their hearts. The Lord of White Capital should have failed to break through. Sure enough, it didn't take long for the Lord of the White Capital to leave the customs. Lord of the Wind Fang, I failed to break through. The Lord of the White Capital said helplessly. This breakthrough failed, his body was not lightly injured, it would take a long time to recover, and for a long time, he would not be able to hit Yuanxi upper realm again. It doesn't matter, the probability of wanting to break through to the upper realm of origin is very low. If this breakthrough fails, there will be another time, the Lord of Wind Fang said. But in fact, the Lord of Wind Fang and the others were still a little disappointed. After all, they are still looking forward to the Lord of White Capital, and hope that the Lord of White Capital will make a breakthrough. In that case, there will be 5 Yuan upper realm on Fengya Island, which will also make Fengya Island's reputation soar and become a more powerful force. It's a pity that the breakthrough of the Lord of the White Capital failed. In the following years, Yi Tian's strength progressed slowly. He wants to continue to make rapid progress, which is impossible. However, compared with other origin realms, the rate of increase in his strength is still incomparably fast. When his strength was slowly improving, Yi Tian mainly cultivated the human race and his own son, Yi Xingchen. His main purpose is to train his son to the level of genius on the other side, and now he has a large amount of inherited knowledge and resources and treasures, and he is not short of anything. Under his full training, Yi Xingchen finally became a genius at the other side on this day. After that, Yi Xingchen used the various resources given by Yi Tian, and his cultivation strength was rapidly improving. And the number of human race's bone transformation realm ancestors is getting faster and faster, especially the number of human races with more than 7 bone transformation realm has increased. Gradually, the territorial sea boundary seam has grown to a world second only to Taiduji. Moreover, the strength and fame of the human race gradually spread. Due to the existence of Yi Tian, other forces did not dare to be enemies with the human race, which caused the human race to become more and more powerful. Yi Tian was naturally very pleased with this situation. In order to better manage some of the powerhouses of the human race, Yi Tian also built a force in the Land of Blood, the Human Race Holy Pavilion. Any human race bone transformation must be registered in the Human Race Holy Pavilion to become a famous person. At this point, Ren Pavilion has also become one of the top forces in Shuiyan, such as Hengshan and Ancient Monster Sea. Yi Tian's plan is that the human race and the Human Race Holy Pavilion will continue to grow, his strength will gradually increase, and he will slowly pass the long years. However, on this day, something happened to the Holy Pavilion of the human race, or something happened to the domain of blood flames. The Holy Pavilion of the human race. A copy of Yi Tian's body came here, and each high-level human race gathered here. Ancestor, our human race holy pavilion has recently disappeared without a sound, and we can only confirm the death, but it is not clear how, said a senior human race with 8 bone transitions. How many bone transformations have died? Yi Tian asked. 56 bone transformations, and all of them have more than 6 bone transformations. They report. This number makes Yi Tian furious. The number of human race powerhouses who have experienced more than 6 bone transitions is not too many, and now dozens of people have fallen. This is not a small number. Subsequently, he went to investigate and found out which force had attacked the human race. However, he just investigated and found that not only the holy pavilion of the human race, but also the ancient Hang Mountain, Tedu realm, and the ancient Monster Sea have also lost a large number of bone transformation realms, many of which are immemorial geniuses. Moreover, a news came that day, which shocked him. The true master of the other shore-level genius of the ancient Monster Sea has fallen. This is a genius of the other side, but he was killed silently, which caused the anger of the ancient Monster Sea. Then, the ancestors of the origin of the Bloody Realm gathered together to discuss this matter. Yi Tian's cloned body was also involved, and he also wanted to know what happened. Chapter 2657 Shadow Market. I have seen the Infinity Lord. Have seen the Infinity Lord. I have seen the Infinity Lord. After seeing Yi Tian coming, all the ancestors of the origin and the first realm said respectfully. Yi Tian is currently the only originating middle realm heavenly ancestor in the domain of blood flames. He is also a genius on the other side, and is a member of Fengya Island. Naturally, they dare not disrespect Yi Tian. Yi Tian nodded slightly when he saw the arrival of many origin stage heavenly ancestors. Soon, the meeting began. Everyone, recently, many of our human race's holy pavilion's ancestors have been killed, and there are many ancestors in your forces. Which force did this? Yi Tian asked. The Lord of Guang Mountain said. The Lord of Endless, this matter has not been found out yet, only know that even the ancient genius of the nine-bone transformation realm was killed silently, no news revealed. Out. 1. We were also searching before, but we couldn't find it. Another origin realm heavenly ancestor said. Suddenly, a origin realm heavenly ancestor said, will it be that force? Calculate the time, it should be almost the same. As soon as these words came out, some origin realm heavenly ancestors suddenly changed their expressions. It's really possible that it's that force. If that force really did it, then we have nothing to do. Not necessarily, you have to check it out, you can't just guess and give up investigating this matter. When these origin realm heavenly 420 ancestors were discussing, Yi Tian looked puzzled, he didn't know what these origin realm heavenly ancestors were talking about. Everyone, what power are you talking about? Yi Tian asked. The Lord of Eternal Zero said. The Lord of Endless, they are talking about the Shadow Market. Shadow Market? Yi Tian had never heard of it. The Lord of Eternal Zero continued. The Shadow Market is very mysterious. Before the endless years ago, the Shadow Market first appeared and killed countless bone transformation realm heavenly ancestors, and the last group of primordial realm heavenly ancestors had to deal with the Shadow Market. As a result, the Shadow Market was defeated and returned to their headquarters. Those origin realm heavenly ancestors entered the Shadow Market, and the result was heavy losses. It was only because the Shadow Market suppressed the outside world origin realm heavenly ancestor very much, and the source of the Shadow Market the ancestors of the first realm were not suppressed. Since then, the Shadow Market will attack the bone transformation realm in the eastern 72 regions every 100 million primordial eras. They are also very smart, not killing the ancestors of the original realm, but only killing them. The bone transformation heavenly ancestor. 1. The Shadow Market has suppressed the outside world's origin realm heavenly ancestor. Wouldn't it be enough to wait for the origins realm heavenly ancestor of the Shadow Market to come out and besiege him? Yi Tian asked. I can't do it, the Lord of Eternal Zero said helplessly. The ancestor of the Shadow Market mastered a secret technique, which can be hidden silently and can also escape. Even if he is surrounded, he can easily escape. Return to the Shadow Market. In short, if you want to kill a origin realm heavenly ancestor of the Shadow Market, you have to pay a lot of price. Did Fengya Island take care of this matter? Yi Tian asked again. I don't know, the Lord of Eternal Zero shook their heads. They don't know much about Shadow Market, they only know that once Shadow Market takes action, they can only endure and block the forces, so as to reduce losses. And after the origination realm heavenly ancestor of Shadow Market killed some bone transformation realm heavenly ancestors, he would disappear again. Subsequently, these origin heavenly ancestors contacted origin heavenly ancestors in other domains to find out about the situation. As a result, knowing that other domains are the same, losing a lot of bone transformation realm heavenly ancestor, it is immediately determined that it is the so-called Shadow Market. Yi Tian knew that these origin realm heavenly ancestors didn't know much, so he was going to ask the origin realm heavenly ancestors of Fengya Island. Tooth Island. Yi Tian came to find the Lord of Qingyan. Lord Qingyan, do you know the Shadow Market? Yi Tian asked. Shadow Ruins. When the Lord of Qingyan heard the name, he frowned and said solemnly, Lord of Endless, have you seen the origin of Shadow Ruins heavenly ancestor? Yi Tian talked about the situation in the east. The Lord of Qingyan sighed, it seems that the shadow market has started again. What kind of power is shadow market? Could it be stronger than Fengya Island? Yi Tian asked. The Lord of Qingyan shook his head, the shadow market was not as good as our Fengya Island before, but now, it is about the same strength as our Fengya Island. We are not afraid of the shadow market, but the shadow market is very difficult to deal with. The shadow market is located in the shadow market, and the shadow market is a forced CJFJ of the shadow market. The creatures in the shadow market are called the shadow market spirits. The shadow market spirits are good at hiding and are very powerful. The ruins also have 3 heavenly ancestors of the origin and upper realm. If they stay in the shadow ruins, even if our Fengya Island invades the shadow ruins with all our strength, we will still suffer heavy losses and will not be able to kill the shadow ruins at all. 1. Of course, the shadow market is distributed throughout the shadow market, and there are branches of the shadow market in the east, west, south, and north. The spirit of the shadow market who killed the bone transformation heavenly ancestor in the eastern part of the eternal other land belongs to east of shadow market. 1 inch. The Lord of Qingyan said this. Yi Tian had a better understanding of the shadow market. And he had also heard of the ruins of shadows, which was recorded in the inheritance of Windfang Island. The ruins of shadows is a void mezzanine in the land of eternity, which lacks resources and is not suitable for the cultivation of souls in the land of eternity, but there are also some special creatures born there. Under normal circumstances, the creatures of the shadow ruins would hardly come to the land of eternity to do things. But shadow market is an exception. Lord Qingyan, why does shadow market have to go to the east to kill those geniuses of bone transformation? Yi Tian still didn't know the reason. The Lord of Qingyan said, because the shadow market holds a blood cave magic vine. This blood cave magic vine has the hope of giving birth to a blood cave magic fruit every 100 million primordial era years, and the blood cave magic fruit can help in the middle realm of the origin. The ancestors hit the upper realm of origin, but the probability is very low. However, the resources of the shadow market are scarce, and it is difficult for them to grab the opportunity of the eternal other side. Therefore, they can only hope the blood cave magic vine. But the blood cave magic vine needs to absorb the flesh and blood of the living beings to breed the blood cave magic fruit. The bone transformation realm heavenly ancestor is more suitable. Shadow market also dare not do anything to the origin realm heavenly ancestor, otherwise it will cause public anger. Definitely they will fight desperately and die together with the shadow market. If they kill a group of bone transformation, many forces will turn a blind eye, and will not madly target the shadow market. Why? Yi Tian thought that shadow ruins killed those bone transformation realm because of other reasons, but he didn't expect that it was to make these bone transformation realm heavenly ancestors serve as the nourishment for the blood cave demon vine, just for the sake of becoming the primordial upper realm. Chance. Fengya Island didn't want to unite with other forces to destroy the shadow market together. Yi Tian asked. It's not worth it. The Lord of Qingyan said. The shadow market is only a top force in the shadow market, and it is only aimed at some forces in the east, south, west and north. They have not offended our Fengya Island and other forces. Do you say that the forces of Fengya Island will be willing to destroy them at all costs and cause heavy losses to themselves? When Yi Tian heard it, he also knew that what the Lord of Qingyan said was very reasonable. In short, Fengya Island will not help this time. However, the ruins of shadows really went too far this time, and dared to take action against the holy pavilion of the human race. Fengya Island doesn't help, but that doesn't mean he will let it go. He has a way to target shadow market. Chapter 2658 Seeing the Blood Cave Magic Vine for the first time. Eastern 72 domains. Many forces have blocked the headquarters one after another, so that the bone transformation realm heavenly ancestor among the forces will no longer come out. No matter how arrogant the shadow market is, it will not attack the headquarters of the forces. They only like to hunt the bone transfiguration heavenly ancestor secretly, but the bone transfiguration heavenly ancestor and some eternal true beasts and bone transfiguration creatures in some small forces are unlucky. They were killed by shadow ruins, and their corpses were taken away. There is no shortage of creatures and cultivators in the eastern 72 regions of the 6th bone transformation and above, and shadow ruins are naturally not afraid of no prey. They will kill until the blood cave magic vine is not lacking in nutrients, and they will stop this behavior after the blood cave magic fruit has been bred. Yi Tian wants to deal with shadow ruins, so naturally he can't wait for the other side before he shoots. Then until when? He has to be proactive. Although the ruins of shadow is mysterious, the general origin realm heavenly ancestor doesn't know how to get there, but he knows it. Windfang Island has records of how to get to the shadow ruins. Every world has a dark side, and the same is true for the land of the other side of eternity. The shadow market is equivalent to the dark side. If you set up a time-space reversal formation, you can go to the shadow market through the formation. Or enter the shadow ruins through specific passages, but those specific passages are almost guarded, and in the past, it is easy to be found. The shadow market uses special secret treasures to freely travel between the shadow market and the land of eternity, but he does not have such secret treasures. Then, Yi Tian prepared the materials and began to arrange the time-space reversal formation. Soon, this time-space reversal formation was successfully arranged. Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. The time-space reversal formation opened. Yi Tian broke through the time-space directly through the formation power, and came to the ruins of shadows. Shadow ruins. Yi Tian came here and felt a dark energy, which was not majestic, but when he came here, he felt uncomfortable. Afterwards, he shuttled through the shadow ruins, and there was nothing but nothingness around him. After traveling for so long, the resources have not been seen. Only then did he realize how barren the resources of the shadow ruins were. There are very few creatures here, and it is no wonder that shadow market will not start with the creatures in the shadow market, but choose to start with the creatures on the other side of eternity. After all, there are too many creatures on the other side of eternity, and killing a bunch of them will not affect anything. But if the shadow market is slaughtered like this, there are not many living beings here, and other forces will not allow shadow market to do this. It is very reasonable for shadow market to do this, and if it was him, he would choose to do it. However, they are not one side, they can only be enemies. Whether it is the eternal beyond land or the ruins of shadows, there are no pure bad people and good people, and some are just disputes of interests. Yingshu only saw that the realm of blood flames is weak, and this is the focus of killing in the realm of blood flames. If he doesn't care, the human race is afraid that a lot of bone transformation realms will be killed. Fengya Island also has some information about the shadow market, but after all, it has not been paid attention to for many years, and now the eastern part of the shadow market is still there, and I am not sure. But, after Yi Tian determined the position, he still went to the eastern part of the shadow market. Shadow ruins, Shadow Sand River. This is a rare treasure in the shadow market. The shadow market has built a branch here. The resources born in the Shadow Sand River will be taken away by the shadow market. There are many Origin Realm heavenly ancestors stationed here. Almost all the 72 regions in the east of the Eternal Beyond Land are under the jurisdiction of this branch. After killing those bone transformation realms, the corpses are brought back and sent to the Blood Cave Devil Vine. Yi Tian didn't dare to go directly to the Blood Cave Demon Vine, which is the headquarters of Shadow Market, and the primordial beginning upper realm was sitting there. The Shadow Sand River is huge, but the Shadow Market completely controls it. Yi Tian didn't enter the Yingsha Liuhe, otherwise it would be easy to be discovered. Then, he was hiding nearby, waiting for the originator of the Shadow Sand River to come over. This day, he finally waited until a Origin Realm heavenly ancestor came out of the Shadow Sand River and headed to the Shadow Market headquarters at a very fast speed. En route, Yi Tian shot. Boom. In an instant, he killed the Origin Realm heavenly ancestor, and then quickly copied the opponent's body. After the copy was completed, he refined all the treasures on the opponent's body and completely replaced the opponent. No matter how Yingshu calculates, it cannot be seen that this body is fake. This Shadow Ruins Origination Realm heavenly ancestor also carries a lot of bone transformation realm corpses. He didn't destroy these bone transformation corpses, and he also wanted to sneak into the Shadow Ruins headquarters to see. A for Flowersa. Subsequently, he went straight to the Shadow Market headquarters. After a while, he came to the Shadow Market headquarters. Just when he arrived at the Shadow Market headquarters, a Origin Middle Realm heavenly ancestor appeared in front of him. Dongying, with me, feed those bone transformation corpses to the Blood Bureau Vine. Electricity. Through the exploration of duplicating talent, he knew the name of this Origin Realm heavenly ancestor. A Ghost Fuda. Yi Tian followed the Lord of the Ghosts to the Blood Cave Magic Vine, and he easily got in without any suspicion. Soon, he saw a terrifying Blood Cave Magic Vine that runs through many time and space. There are countless leaves on the Blood Cave Magic Vine. Each leaf is like a world, with palaces on it, and the origin of the Shadow Market. Practice here. Point 0. They came to the top of the Blood Cave Magic Vine, where a huge blood-colored flower was about to be released temporarily. Once it blooms successfully, it will give birth to a Blood Cave Magic Fruit. Dongying, take out those bone-transforming corpses and let the Blood Cave Vine swallow them. said the Lord of the Ghosts. Yi Tian waved his hand, and a large number of bone transformation realm heavenly ancestor corpses appeared. In an instant, countless vine thorns appeared in the blood cave magic vine, penetrated these bone transformation corpses, and then absorbed them. Gradually, the blood cave demon vine gave off an excited look. Dongying, you go back, wait for the next batch of bone transformation corpses to arrive, and then send them back. The Lord of Gailu said. I see. Yi Tian left immediately. The Lord of Ghosts saw that Dongying's tone and form had changed a bit from the past, but he didn't think too much. In short, it is good that Dongying can complete the task. Soon after, Yi Tian returned to Yingshu Liuhe and entered the eastern branch of Yingshu. After that, he stayed here to understand the situation. After a while, he learned about the strength of the eastern shadow market. In the eastern part of the shadow market, there are 11 original middle realm heavenly ancestors and 262 originating lower realm heavenly ancestors. Different from Fengya Island's people are all geniuses on the other side, but this is not the case in the eastern part of the shadow market. Most of them are ordinary origin realm heavenly ancestors, and their combat power is average. However, those who sneaked into the eastern part of the eternal beyond land to perform tasks are all top-level origin and lower realm-level geniuses, which can ensure safety and a successful course of the mission. Chapter 2659 Fighting. The eastern part of the shadow market has a top origin middle realm heavenly ancestor who is stronger than me and definitely no less than the Lord of Qingyan. If I start killing here, I will definitely be stopped. Yi Tian secretly said. He must think of other ways to target the eastern part of the shadow market. Suddenly, he thought of a way. That is to attack and kill the Tianzu of another force in the Shadow Ruins as a origin middle realm Tianzu in the eastern part of the Shadow Ruins, and then assassinate the Tianzu of the Shadow Ruins in the identity of another force Tianzu, thus causing the two forces to break out. Conflict. After some investigation, he knew which forces in the Shadow Ruins and Shadow Ruins were similar in strength, and he chose the closest force here, Longhe. The strength of Longhe is no less than that of Shadow Market, but it is not in the same territory as Shadow Market, and there is no battle between them. After all, for them, if they were to fight, the loss of a origin realm heavenly ancestor would be a huge, 4-2, loss. Subsequently, Yi Tian copied the body of a origin middle realm heavenly ancestor in the eastern part of the Shadow Ruins, the origin middle realm heavenly ancestor named Hai Xin. Soon, Yi Tian sneaked into the vicinity of Longhe as the Lord of Hexen, and found a descendant of the origin of Longhe. Without saying a word, he shot directly. Boom! In an instant, the Dragon River origin and lower realm heavenly ancestor was killed by Yi Tian. After that, Yi Tian found several origin heavenly ancestors of Longhe, beheaded them one after another, and then ran away quickly. Soon, this incident caused Longhe's anger. Several origin heavenly ancestors have fallen all at once. How long does it take to cultivate them? Then, they started to follow up. And if you want to track and investigate, you must send the ancestor of the origin. Somewhere in the Shadow Ruins. The 6 primordial ancestors of Longhe are investigating, and one of them is leading the team. Now, Yi Tian is nearby. It's them. He shot directly as the Lord of Hexen. At this time, the 6 primordial ancestors of Longhe were furious. Master Hexen, do you dare to attack us? Several origin ancestors of Longhe could not believe that the person who shot was actually the Master of Hexen from the Shadow Market. This is to cause a war between the two sides. But Yi Tian ignored them and directly cast the other side's supreme technique. In the blink of an eye, these 6 origin realm heavenly ancestors were all killed by Yi Tian. Even those original middle realm heavenly ancestors were no exception, and the opponent was not Yi Tian's one-shot enemy at all. And these ancestors of the origin realm also passed the news to Longhe. In other words, Longhe now knew that the Lord of Hexen had attacked and killed them. Longhe headquarters. After receiving the news, Zhu Ying, one of the 3 ancestors of Longhe, came to the place of the accident as soon as possible. I'm late. Zhu Ying was furious. Shadow Market, you are too much. Longhe and Shadow Market rarely clashed, but this time Shadow Market actually assassinated their origin realm heavenly ancestor. He wanted to hunt down the Lord of Hexen, but Yi Tian had already self-annihilated this duplicate body at this time, and Zhu Ying couldn't find him, unless he went directly to the east of the Shadow Market. Afterwards, Zhu Ying took a group of origin realm heavenly ancestors to the Shadow Market headquarters to question. If Shadow Market did not give an explanation, then Longhe would naturally not do so, and would definitely make Shadow Market pay a heavy price. The other side. Yi Tian copied the body of a dragon river originating middle realm heavenly ancestor again, ready to attack and kill the Lord of Hexen. If they waited for the shadow market to also fall into some origin realm heavenly ancestors, they would naturally be very angry, and would not sit down and talk with Long He. Even if there are loopholes in his plan, if he really investigates, there will definitely be problems. But in the situation where the two sides are losing a part of the origin realm heavenly ancestor to each other, it is impossible to sit down to negotiate and investigate, and they will only fight directly. Then, Yi Tian, in the name of an ordinary origin lower realm heavenly ancestor in Shadow Ruins, asked several origin heavenly ancestors including the Lord of Hexen for help. Shish. The Lord of Hexen and many other origin ancestors came out from the eastern part of the shadow market to rescue the origin ancestor. When they arrived here, Yi Tian attacked them as one of the originating ancestors of the Dragon River. Although Yi Tian did not expose the treasures of the other side, he could easily kill them all by relying on the top technique of the other side. In an instant, the Lord of Hexen and several other origin realm heavenly ancestors were killed by Yi Tian. Subsequently, Yi Tian self-annihilated this duplicate body. An area outside the Shadow Market Department. Zhu Ying faced off against an ancestor of the Shadow Market, the ancestor of the Upper Realm, the Master of the Shadow Case. The Master of the Shadow Case, the Master of your Shadow Market, Hexen, killed nearly 10 ancestors of our origin in Longhe. Is your Shadow Market going to go to war with us? Zhu Ying roared. The Lord of Hexen killed some of your ancestors of the origin of Longhe. This is impossible. The Master of the Shadow Case knows that the Master of Hexen and the others are in charge of hunting the Bone Transformation Heavenly Ancestor in the eastern part of the Eternal Beyond, preparing for the Blood Cave Magic Vine to give birth to the Blood Cave Magic Fruit. How could they go to the Dragon River and kill them? The ancestor of the Origin Realm. He even suspected that the Lord of Zhu Ying was deliberately looking for trouble, maybe even trying to obtain the magic fruit of their blood cave in the Shadow Market. Suddenly, a message came. Master Shadow Case, something happened in the eastern part of the Shadow Market. The Lord of Hexen and several Origin Realm Heavenly Ancestors were attacked and killed by Longhe's Origin Realm Heavenly Ancestor. A Origin Realm Heavenly Ancestor Wei reported. What? The master of the movie was furious. On the front foot, the Lord of Juing of Longhe said that the Lord of Hexen killed their Origin Realm Heavenly Ancestor, and on the back foot, the Lord of Hexen was killed. This is a death without proof. He directly believed that the Lord of Zhu Ying did this on purpose and came to find fault. Zhu Ying, you dare to attack and kill the Lord Hexen of our Shadow Market and several ancestors of the Origin Realm, courting death. The Master of the Shadow Case roared. The Lord of Hexen was killed. Zhu Ying didn't believe it at all. He believed that Shadow Ruins deliberately hid the Lord of Hexen, and deliberately perfunctory Longhe. Thinking of this, the Lord of Zhu Ying became even more angry. Boom! The Lord of Shadow Come 5.9 fought with the Lord of Zhu Ying, and the other ancestors of the Origin Realm also fought. Soon, there were casualties among these Origin Realm heavenly ancestors. East of Shadow Market, Yi Tian quickly knew that Shadow Market and Longhe had started a war, and suddenly smiled slightly. And this is just the beginning. He is the master of Jairus who must repay. This time, he will not be Yi Tian if he will not let Shadow Market suffer heavy losses. In the years to come, Yi Tian kept jumping between Longhe and Yingshu repeatedly, killing Yingshu's Origin Realm Heavenly Ancestor for a while, and killing Longhe's Origin Realm Heavenly Ancestor for a while, causing both sides to fall into a hard fight and couldn't stop at all. As for Shadow Market's plan to cultivate Blood Cave magic vines, it was greatly delayed. But, soon, they decided to give the fallen Origin Realm Heavenly Ancestor to the Blood Cave Devil Vine to be swallowed, which in turn accelerated the breeding of the Blood Cave Devil Fruit. Chapter 2660 Destroy the Blood Cave Magic Fruit. The Blood Cave Magic Fruit is about to be born. Yi Tian also wants to snatch the Blood Cave Magic Fruit, but the protection of the Blood Cave Magic Fruit is the highest level in the Shadow Market. Protect. Even if he sneaked into the Blood Cave Magic Vine, there is no way to destroy the Blood Cave Magic Vine, let alone destroy the Blood Cave Magic Fruit. I am afraid that at the moment he makes his move, he will be instantly obliterated by the ancestor of the Origin and Upper Realm. However, he can't snatch or destroy the Blood Cave Magic Fruit, but Longhe has this strength. According to his understanding, Longhe also has a chance no less than the Blood Cave Magic Vine. Somewhere in the depths of the Long River, there is a Longshu Well. This Longshu Well will give birth to a Dragonshu Golden Pearl every long time, and the effect of the Dragonshu Golden Orb is similar to that of the Blood Cave Devil Fruit. However, the success rate is still very low. But Longhe naturally attaches great importance to Longshuel, and will never allow anyone to destroy Longshuel. However, there is currently no sign of the Dragon Market golden beads being bred in the Longshuel. In addition, the Dragon River and Shadow Market are in a period of war, and the defense force here is also relaxed, and there is no primordial upper realm powerhouse sitting here. This gave Yi Tian hope to sneak in here. Subsequently, Yi Tian took a copy of the body of a heavenly ancestor of the Shadow Ruins Middle Realm and sneaked into the Longshuel in the identity of an ordinary Dragon River Lower Realm heavenly ancestor. His Shadow Ruins Origin Middle Realm heavenly ancestor copied his body and hid in the body of the ordinary Origination Lower Realm heavenly ancestor of Longhe. He tried his best to hide it. In front of Longshuel, 6 Origins Middle Realm heavenly ancestors sit here, and there is also a top Origins Middle Realm heavenly ancestor. In addition, there are many array protections here, and safety is naturally not a problem. After Yi Tian came here, he pretended to have something to report. Naturally, these 6 heavenly ancestors in the Origin Middle Realm didn't doubt anything, and put them in directly. Suddenly, they sensed that there was something wrong with this Origin Lower Realm heavenly ancestor, and they had to investigate carefully. Boom, Yi Tian took the shot and ran directly to the Longshuel. He knew very well that he was not the opponent of the top Origin Central Realm heavenly ancestor, and he did not fight against him. He directly used the top-level other side's supreme technique, the other side's annihilation technique, and smashed it on the Longshuel with a savage blow. Click, Longshujing was cut out, and it was still a long time before it was destroyed. Immediately afterwards, Yi Tian directly blew up this duplicate body, and endless toxins, impurity substances and strange energy substances were scattered inside the Longshuel, trying to contaminate the interior of the Longshuel. Certainly, he still can't destroy the Longshuel by doing these things, but it will affect the Longshuel, and it will no longer be able to breed Longshu Jinju for a long time. Such behavior alone is enough to make Longhe angry. Certainly, Longhe would also be very puzzled why the Shadow Market sacrificed a Origin Middle Realm heavenly ancestor to only cause this damage to the Longshuel, which seemed very unreasonable. But Longhe wouldn't think too much. After all, in their opinion, Shadow Market still did this. As predicted, soon, Zhu Ying came back and was very angry when he saw Longshujing like this. Clean up the Longshuel and repair this gap by the way. Zhu Ying ordered. Immediately, he asked a primordial ancestor in the Middle Realm, what's going on, who did it? Lord Zhu Ying, it seems that a primordial Middle Realm in the Shadow Market sacrificed his life. I don't know why he did this. It stands to reason that it is not worth sacrificing life for a primordial Middle Realm. There are not many Origin Middle Realm heavenly ancestors. A Origin Middle Realm heavenly ancestor way reported in Longhe. Shadow Market. Zhu Ying was very angry. He doesn't care what the reason is. In short, Longhe must take revenge. He thought that the Blood Cave magic fruit of Shadow Market was about to be born, and he suddenly thought of a way to retaliate. Yingshu, you want to obtain the Blood Cave magic fruit, I will let you fall short. Zhu Ying said coldly. Years passed, time passed. The Blood Cave magic vines of the Shadow Market are gradually about to breed the Blood Cave magic fruit, and they attach great importance to this. Although obtaining the Blood Cave magic fruit does not mean that a new Origin Upper Realm can be born, at least it is a hope. If you can't break through once, then 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, there will always be a breakthrough. In that case, the Shadow Market will give birth to another Origin Upper Realm heavenly ancestor, and the strength will skyrocket. One primordial upper realm is more important than 100 primordial middle realm. Seeing that the Blood Cave magic fruit is about to be conceived, the master of the Shadow Case and other Origin upper realms are guarding. But at this moment, Longhe directly attacked a branch of Shadow Market, which directly angered Shadow Market. Immediately, Shadow Market dispatched support. However, this time, Longhe attacked the Shadow Market with all his strength, which involved most of the combat power of the Shadow Market, and even the master of the Shadow Case had no choice but to go out to fight. As for the task of collecting the magic fruit of the Blood Cave, it was handed over to the top primordial ancestor of the Shadow Market, the Lord of Qinghe. Blood Cave Magic Vine. The Lord of Qinghe silently waited for the birth of the Blood Cave Devil Fruit, and this Blood Cave Devil Fruit was also prepared for him. Boom! The Blood Cave Magic Vine opened the last time to absorb energy, and the energy around it continued to pour into the Blood Cave Magic Vine. Immediately afterwards, the Blood Cave gradually condensed and was truly born. Seeing this scene, the Lord of Qinghe was extremely excited. But suddenly, a voice came. Lord Qinghe, you can't keep this Blood Cave Magic Fruit in the Shadow Market. Hearing this voice, the face of the Lord of Qinghe changed, and he instantly locked the opponent's position. Lord of Escape. He recognized it. This is the most bizarre origin Middle Realm heavenly ancestor in Longhe 420. He is not very powerful in combat, but his life-saving ability and escape ability are terrifying. Escaped with his life. At this time, the Lord of Evasion Zan picked up a bow. This is the Longhe bow that Longhe is known as the top source rule weapon, and its attack power is no less than the inferior source treasure. More importantly, once the Longhe bow locks on the target, it is almost impossible to stop it. Certainly, Yuanxi Upper Realm can stop the Longhe bow, but the Lord of Qinghe can't stop it. Puff! The Lord of Dunzan shot out the Longhe bow, and a terrifying arrow shot out, pointing directly at the Blood Cave magic fruit that was about to be born. At this time, the Lord of Qinghe has cast the supreme technique of the other side of defense, the body of Qingxi. He tried to resist the arrow of the Longhe bow with his flesh. Boom! The arrow of the Longhe bow hit the body of Qinghe's issue, and the power of this arrow was terrifying. The body of the chime stone of the Lord of Kaihe was broken open, and the body was injured, but then the arrow shattered and turned into countless rays of light, bypassing the body of Kaihe, and continued to shoot at the Blood Cave magic fruit. In an instant, the Blood Cave magic fruit was penetrated, and this treasure was gone. But after shooting this arrow, the face of the Master of Dunzan was not very good, and he was no longer able to shoot the second arrow. He didn't stay here, and fled immediately. All the ancestors in the Shadow Market took action, but none of them kept the Master of the Xuanxuan.